We are coming to you live from beautiful Forney, Texas, right off Highway 80, David. Beautiful Highway 80 in Forney. We're at Citibank Stadium where the Rockwall Yellowjackets will take on the Forney Jackrabbits in a very, very key 10-6A battle. Both these teams are trying to get a step up in the playoff picture. They both look pretty good now, but the loser of this ball game, David, could have some uphill climbing to do.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. We've talked about that before. The thing we know about 10-6A at the end of the season, Billy, there's going to be two pretty good teams that are sitting on the outside. And these two teams, of course, 1-1 in district play. They both need the winner of this one's in pretty decent shape, or at least moves kind of lives for another week, if you will. The season wouldn't be over.
No, not at all.
If you will, you wouldn't be eliminated with the loss tonight, but it's definitely an uphill climb. So this is one that both these two teams, Forney's going to come into this one confident. We'll touch on this in a moment out of that Longview game. Rockwall's going to be, after that bye, Billy, wanting to get a bad taste out of their mouth. Both these two teams are going to be hungry, and you're right, this is one that they both want to win.
This is the Alliance Bank pregame show. Forgot to tell you all that. I'm Billy Quinn, and the one you just heard from is David Sweet. We got Trevor Webb on the board, and welcome back, Mesquite Billy on the camera.
Let's see, I'm trying to look down at the notes. Hall of Famer.
Yeah, get it all in.
All-time medal winner.
Yep.
Kind of big deal.
You know, it's not often that a cameraman comes in wearing a cape.
That's so weird.
But that's what he did.
Strange. The people that were asking for the autographs in the elevator thing,
right.
You had to loan him a pen to get his autographs. So strange, but hey, we've been around it a long while. You're right, we haven't been around it much this year, but we're used to it over the last few years, so some things never change.
Takes some of the attention away from us.
That's it. So
he'll sign the autographs.
That's right.
He likes to do calligraphy with his autograph. It's very, 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 I don't know. It's so Mesquite Billy-like.
Yeah, and I think you're probably looking for kind of so fancy.
Fancy,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fancy.
Eloquent is what I was looking for.
Yeah,
Eloquent.
That's true.
Yeah. So real quick, Rockwall comes into this one. They are 3-3 overall. They are 1-1 in district play after they did defeat Royce City in the first district game, but lost to Longview 2 weeks ago. Then had the open week, ranked number 12 in the area. And then the Forney Jackrabbits. They come in 2-1 in district play, 5-2 overall. Forney had the big win over Longview last week. And
at Longview.
That was huge. And then they had the win over Royce City and the loss to North Forney. That's their district battles so far. So, as you mentioned, David, the big thing on this one is it's tiebreaker. And
absolutely.
All the same teams are going to be fighting for those 4 spots, so you want to have as many tiebreaker advantages as possible, and a win here would be good for either team. So let's go ahead and take a timeout, and we're going to hear what Coach Brooks had to say about this ball game and about the open week and that game against Longview. I talked to him earlier this week. So let's step away and hear from Coach Brooks. It's Bank pregame show, and I'm joined by head coach Trey Brooks, and we're coming off the open week in addition to also let's throw in fall break. So the most important question is, did y'all go to the fair? Did the Brooks family make a fair visit?
We did. We made a fair visit. Yeah.
What are the high points? What do y'all have to do when you go to the fair?
Well, the boys are at the point now, like they don't want anything to do with me and Carly.
Exactly.
They're like, we walk in and they're like, isn't there anything that y'all want to do? Don't y'all want to go over there? Like, I was like, oh, it's like that now. Okay.
Yes.
So they
when they need tickets, though, they love the parents when they need the tickets.
They said that after we went to the little ticket kiosk deal.
Right.
Yeah, so they love riding the rides, so they spend a lot of time in that area doing all the rides and stuff. And I just spend my time going around looking for what food I want to eat.
Okay, there you go. Do you do the car thing? Go look at the cars?
Yeah.
We
always walk around for a little while. When we get hot, we go in there.
Yep.
Get in the AC. Yeah.
Yep. There you go. My wife just is crazy to me. When we go, I want to get all the food, but her whole thing is she wants to get the Greek salad. I'm like, we're at the fair, and you want to get a salad.
That's horrible.
What in the world is going on?
Like, is it fried? Is it a fried Greek salad?
No, it's just a Greek salad. I wish it was fried. It would make me feel better because I'm sampling everything. Because my goal is to feel miserable when I leave.
Yes. That's my goal too.
And I apologize to my stomach before we get there. I'm sorry, stomach, that I'm going to put you through just torture today. But we're doing it. All right, let's jump back on to football. Yeah. How is your schedule different? This was a different one in that you have the open week and the fall break. So kind of explain, obviously we even changed our interview time because things are so different. So what do you adjust during a time like that?
Yeah, so last week was our open week. We practiced 3 times last week. What we chose to do this year is we actually made it a really competitive 3 days of practice. Went offense and defense against each other a lot, and the kids really liked it. I was really proud of how they kind of rose to the occasion. We just felt like we needed to keep competing. We didn't need a bunch of time off. We needed to keep competing, and so kids liked it and got a lot out of that. This week, preparing for Forney during fall break, the schedule is a little bit different. We are always a morning practice team, so we don't have to change it too much for our varsity guys. We just keep practicing in the morning. We actually don't have to get them up as early as we would on a normal school day, so it's a good schedule for our varsity guys. It's the ninth grade and the JV that have to change the most. So they have to practice a little bit later than normal, but yeah, our guys have been good. We try to keep the routine as much normal and the same as we could. So it's been a good week.
Is it different when you go into the open week on a loss? Because that leaves that bad taste in your mouth. And so is there something significantly different when it's a loss as opposed to a win, or does it pretty much cruise along the same?
Yeah, I think in either case, I always really try to focus on what do we need to work on during this week to get us better. I try to preach to the kids, hey, we want to gain an edge during this week, and how are we going to do that? So, like I said, this week or this year, maybe coming off a loss is why I felt this way, but we just wanted it to be a little bit more competitive. And so, but yeah, every year for me, it's about, hey, how can we use this to make this team better, and give them what they need.
Let's quickly talk about the last game. That was a loss to Longview, but it was a game where I really felt like the team played so hard. And I just gotten out of my mouth on the broadcast that, hey, let's just not give Longview easy opportunities. And of course, then there's the snap over the punter's head. They jump out to a 14-0 lead, but I thought it was really impressive how Rockwall kept coming back and staying within striking range. How much does that change your game plan, or do you stay with the game plan when a team jumps out to a quick lead?
Yeah, you really have to try to stick. You really try to have to stick to it because you don't want players freaking out. You don't want coaches freaking out. You got to kind of stay the course. And it is what you have to remember is that it is early in the game and there's a lot of football left to be played. And I know our mentality as a team and how we play, and we're never out of the game. And so that early, you just kind of have to make sure guys, hey, take a deep breath, don't panic. Let's just keep playing. And our guys did that.
So tonight you take on Forney, very important battle. All the rest of them are obviously very important here in
Yeah.
10-6A, but I would say that they come in 2-1 in district. They have an impressive win over Longview, which we talked about just before we got
Yeah.
started here. Um, so when you go against the Jackrabbits, the one thing everybody's going to think of is their running back. It's
Yeah.
Osborne. And this
Yeah.
kid's incredible. He's committed to Notre Dame. He's
Yeah.
got over 1,200 yards rushing already. Uh, this is a different kind. I mean, obviously, most teams you play have a very good running back. This guy's a different level.
Mhm.
What is it that you tell the team, and what is your strategy going against a talent like that?
Yeah, you just have to keep playing the next play, and he is a really, really good player. And it's tough to stop him. Even the best teams that they've played have had a hard time, and so you just got to keep playing, keep playing, keep playing. I think the biggest thing is limiting his explosive plays. I think that's a big deal. He's going to gain yards, but limiting his plays, make explosive plays, making sure that he doesn't get anything easy, I think is the biggest thing. And and we're gonna get stops, and I think just tackling him over and over and over and getting him on the ground and limiting those big plays, that's the biggest thing.
Then on defense, what do you expect to see from him there?
Really good defensively. Got a good scheme. They're multiple, so they'll play some odd front and some even front, which takes some preparation, to prepare for that. Um, got some good athletic kids in the back end. Got a linebacker returning. Number 4 is a really good player. I believe he's a 4-year varsity player, which is tough at this level. Really, really good player. So it'll be challenging, but I think we've got a good plan that we've put together over the last couple of weeks, and I think we'll get out there and click.
And then finally, over your shoulder there, you see all the people. I know they're going to ask, what are all the helmets there behind you? Explain what all those helmets are and how we need to add a Texas State one in there at some point.
We do, yes. So these are, and I try to keep up with it. These are players that have gone on to play in college, and really, it's any school that I can actually get a helmet from. I just buy them on Amazon, and I get them to sign it. So I just say, hey, that's their first autograph. That I got their first autograph. It's funny. I've got one up there for Jackson, an Ohio State helmet, and it's his signature looks completely different. It looks like a third grader wrote it on there. So it's kind of cool to kind of get their first signature, their first autograph. So that's what that collection is. That the whole top shelf is Braden Locke helmets. All the different.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was going to bring up next. Was in this day and age, for any of the players going to college, you're going to have to get 3 or 4 just for each team that they're going to play on now.
Yeah, so, it's been a little harder to keep up with that.
Yeah, you definitely have to get a bigger shelf. I'm going to say that right now. So,
sure.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. I know you're busy this week, and so I appreciate you jumping on. And we'll get Chris Curtis back next week. He's got the twins, and they're under the weather, so he's got to get that under control. So anyway, hope they start feeling better. And I appreciate you, man. And we'll talk next week.
Yep, thank you.
All right, this is the Alliance Bank pregame show. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here.
Sorry, you're muted.
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here in Forney, Texas, as Rockwall and Forney get ready to get started in a key 10-6A battle about 18 minutes away from kickoff. So, David, let's quickly go over these Forney Jackrabbits. And from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, they have a decent running back.
They've got somebody a little special.
Yeah, they got somebody with a little spice.
Something, bring a little something to the field, if you will.
Right.
Again, as you mentioned a moment ago, real quickly, you mentioned the fact that they're 5-2. They got wins over Lake Highlands and a win over College Station A&M. They lost to Waxahachie, then defeated Fort Worth Boswell. They beat North Forney, as you mentioned. They lost to North Forney for their district loss and have come off 2 big wins over Royce City and Longview. Offensively, one other thing to point out real quick when I touch on the stats here in just a second, both these two teams very even. This should be a very, very good game in terms of total yardage, in terms of points per ball game, and on the defensive side of the football as well, as what they allow in both those two categories. As a team, they're averaging 162 yards through the air, 182 yards on the ground, total of 344 yards of total offense per game, and averaging just a little bit less than 30 points per ball game. The quarterback is Nelson Peterson, 6'3", 191-pound senior, wears number 8. He's got interest from Ole Miss and Texas Tech. He's thrown for 1,293 yards, completed 59% of his passes, and 14 touchdowns, and only thrown for 3 interceptions. That young man, real quick, is a younger brother of Adrian Peterson. Everybody remembers him from Oklahoma, and then played us a little bit of something. As Trevor might have remembered who he was. Somebody pretty special, Adrian was. When he puts it up, first of all, and I'll talk about the running back in a second, but highlight 3 guys on the offensive side. His primary receiver, Amari Jahil, is number 1, a 6'1", 188-pound senior, 28 receptions, 477 yards, and has caught 5 of those touchdowns. He's got interest from TCU, Ole Miss, SMU, and Tulsa, to name a few. Billy, you hit it on the head. He's got a big one. They love to run the football, and who wouldn't if you had this young man to hand off to, the 5'10", 188-pound junior. The Notre Dame commit, 4-star recruit, heading to Notre Dame here in a couple of years. He's got 1,201 yards, averaging 9 yards per carry every single time he touches the football, and has scored 14 touchdowns. So a very potent offense, a good offensive line, lots of success through the air, and lots of success, obviously, running the football. Let's switch sides real quick and talk about Forney's defense. They'll come out in a 3-4. They're averaging giving up 194 yards per game through the air, 200 yards per game on the ground, for a total of allowing 395 yards of total offense and 28 points per ball game. They've been effective in, they've been able to force or have 6 takeaway, forcing 4 fumbles and 2 interceptions. Want to highlight just 2 guys right quick if we can. Just keep your eye on defensively. Landry Hopkins, the Mike linebacker, 5'11", 191-pound senior, has 77 tackles on the season, 47 of those by themselves, and 4 tackles for loss. The guys that line up beside him, we'll mention their names throughout the ballgame, a very talented linebacking crew. And then one more that we're contractually obligated to mention.
Yes.
That was, and that's Dyson Robbins, the 6', 245-pound sophomore nose guard, number 90. He's What?
He's kin to Mesquite Billy.
He's kin to Mesquite Billy.
Somehow.
So it came up, the new contract that we got having to work with him this week.
In our staff meeting. It was so how we led off the staff meeting.
Yeah, and he's going to be very upset as he didn't have the headphones on because I think I was supposed to start on the defensive side with him and start with him.
Right.
But keep an eye on that young man. Hey, you said something that was pretty cool on a big 6A team like this. Being a sophomore, that nose guard up front, that's pretty cool to start, man.
Yeah, that means you're doing all right.
That's right.
Quick correction. I have to take responsibility here.
Please do.
You mentioned Osborne as a junior. He is a senior.
I did not. That's my fault.
No, it's my fault. I put it wrong on the sheet, and he is wearing number 2. I have 26 on the sheet. So I was late yesterday getting it done. I was reading the Bible to the blind, and then I had to stop off at the women's shelter to help, and I did not get that correction made.
Put the changes in there with all those ministry opportunities that are so dear.
As I'm witnessing, I forgot to make that change. Okay, let's take a quick time out, and when we come back, let's talk about the Yellowjackets.
Investing in you and our community is what sets Alliance Bank apart. We are community banking. That's why you can find us at nearly every event volunteering, sponsoring, and donating. Alliance Bank has been serving Rockwall County for over 16 years, and with your help, we have grown into the go-to bank for our community. Time to start a new business, time to expand your business, ready for a new home or a like new home, we will be there because that's who we are. Alliance Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, welcome back to the Alliance Bank pregame show. Let's talk about these Yellowjackets, obviously led by head coach Trey Brooks in his 6th season, 49-18 overall. And he leads his team in here with a 3-3 record, 1-1 in district play. One of the big wins in those 3 wins is against North Crowley, the defending state champ. So Rockwall has that to hang their hat on, David. But they got to, I talked to Coach Barnes, offensive coordinator, coming in, and he was like, we're going to have to put some points up on the board on these guys. Yeah. And I reminded him, you did it against North Crowley, you did it against Lake Travis, you did it against Louisville. You should be good.
Yeah, you've done it every week.
Yep.
You're good call-outs. There's no question about it. 3-3 coming into this ball game. And I think it's safe to say I'd love for you to be able to point out a better 3-3 football team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In all seriousness, a team that's played that's 500 football at this point with wins over Berkner, did the big win over North Crowley, obviously Royce City, and the losses coming against state-ranked Lake Travis, state-ranked Louisville, and a very, very good Longview team that just came out of the top 25 with the loss to Forney last week.
But they were state-ranked when they
absolutely.
played them. Yeah.
They sure were, no doubt about it. So it's been a very good year for the Yellowjackets. They're averaging 216 yards per game through the air, 168 yards per game on the ground. We've had 9 touchdowns through the air, 15 on the ground, averaging 385 yards of offense per game and 30 points per ball game. Pause right quick and point out a moment ago, as I said, just in terms of the comparisons of these two teams, that offense, they're averaging 344 yards per game and almost 30 points per game. So, very, very evenly matched teams. Rockwall just has a little bit more success through the air, obviously. Brent Record is the quarterback of the 5'11", 185-pound senior. Will wear number 2. He's completed 58% of his passes, thrown for 1,297 yards and 9 touchdowns. He's also been able to carry it 26 times for 82 yards, 2 of those being touchdowns. So it's been a very good season for Brent. When he goes to the air, he's got a few guys that he looks for. It's a very balanced attack, as we've said throughout the season. It was the case coming into the year that Coach Brooks pointed out to us. Look, we'd lost Cameron Marsh, and we were in a position where knew we had to be able to Gooch, excuse me, and then of course having to replace two very talented young men, but they had a lot of confidence in the balanced attack, and that has been the case. Mm-hmm. The comfort level able to throw to all 6 of the receivers, and they've all had fine points throughout the year. But you look to see Jaden Petrino starts on that one side, number 11, the 6'3", 191-pound senior, 23 catches for 237 yards. On the other side is Jack Duckworth, the 6', 175-pound senior, 19 catches for 234 yards and a touchdown. Luke Leach, 9 catches, 153 yards. He's a 6', 160-pound senior, wears number 19. We'll also see Braden Puffer. We'll see Kendall Johnson. And we'll see the outstanding sophomore Rhino Wiley, who wears number 17. Braden, number 10, and Kendall Johnson, again, number 12. When they hand the football off, again, just as I said about the receivers, that comfort level of getting those 6 different options to go to, that's the case as far as the running backs are concerned. Not only running the football, Billy, but, of course, being options in the passing game as well. A.J. Hatcher's a 5'9", 175-pound senior. He'll wear number 8, 243 yards on the season, averaging 6 yards every time he touches it, and has scored 2 touchdowns. on the year. Caden Castro, what a great year he's had. He's kind of leading that attack, if you will, in terms of yardage is concerned and touchdowns as well. The player of the week before, 5'9", 175-pound senior, 484 yards, averaging a little bit over 5 yards, almost 5.5 yards per carry, and has scored 9 touchdowns. And then, of course, Jacoby Hankins, a 5'11", 201-pound senior. We'll see him tonight as well. He wears number 9. He's got 179 yards, averaging right at 5 yards per carry, and scored one of the touchdowns. In addition to that, you can look at Ford Jet Lamb. He's a 6'4", 230-pound senior. 7 receptions so far for him for 47 yards. He'll play in that halfback tight end position there for the Yellowjackets. And then Jackson Stoner, the vast majority of his damage has been on the defensive side, but he's also somebody that we'll see come in too, Billy, and he's a heck of a target, that 6'4", 250-pound senior. Up front, man. Up front.
Real quick,
yes,
Stoner got his first catch last week, too, so probably one of many more to come.
Very good point. And then, of course, up front, none of this works if that offensive line isn't doing their job. Hats off to Seth Williams, who did a fine job as Gunnar Talley was out with the concussion protocols. But Gunnar will be back this week, and Gunnar Talley, the 6'2", 270-pound senior, is the left tackle. Number 72, 61, left guard, Monty Angelo, the 6'2", 266-pound junior, lines up next to him. The center, what a great job he's done this year, Max Mummy, a 6', 287-pound junior. The right guard, 6'1", 255-pound senior, Henry Rice, wearing number 55. And then, man, that right tackle, what a great year he's had, the 6'5", 266-pound, number 74, Michael Carina, has had a great season so far up front for the Jackets.
Now let's jump over to that defense because they have had an outstanding season, and they're going to have to really step it up today against Osborne.
Yep, you're right. They have had a very, very good year. Of course, the joke the first 2 or 3 times, what were we thinking? Rockwall, of course, sound defense and a strong running game. You know what I mean?
That's
the first thing that stood out.
That's what we're known for. Yeah.
But they have. Hey, hats off to this entire unit. They've done a great job. And Coach France has had these kids, he and his staff have had these guys ready to go week in and week out. As far as this season is concerned, they're allowing about 152 yards per game through the air. They've allowed 7 touchdowns. They have been able to force 4 interceptions as well. They're allowing 197 yards per game on the ground. They've given up 14 touchdowns, a total of 349 yards per game total allowed for this defense, and giving up about 28 points per ball game. I mentioned the interceptions they forced. Total of 10 takeaways, 4 of those being fumbles, 6 interceptions, 7 sacks. So it's been a very, very good season for this defense. Individually, the corners. What a great job both these two guys have done. A.J. Brown, the 5'11", 175-pound senior, was the player of the week against Longview as well. He'll wear number 4. He's got 31 tackles, 20 of those solo, 2 tackles for loss. He's broken up 6 pass attempts, and he's also had 1 interception. On the other side, another A.J., the 6'2", 180-pound senior, getting quite a few collegiate looks, just as A.J. Brown is as well. 6'2", 180-pound senior, 23 tackles for him, 18 of those solo. Has broken up 8 passes, and he'll wear number 14. The great job that those guys have been able to do out there on the island, Billy, has allowed the creativity, allowed Rockwall's defense to do what they've done. Those two guys,
they're
can really trust
basically the opposite of the Cowboys secondary. Is what they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Picture that. If you haven't seen Rockwall and you have seen the Cowboys, that's
right. What we do is we choose to cover receivers.
I always love that on a
it's a
text
weird strategy
that you text during Cowboy games. I always mention that all the time. They don't do that coverage thing.
No.
They don't do a lot of things.
It's overrated, covering
receivers.
receivers.
But Rockwall does, and these two guys have been very good. Again, it allows us this creativity. Rockwall line up in that 3-3 stack. The guys up front, what a great year they've all 3 had, man. Jackson Stoner, we talked about what he had with his first reception on offense. Well, he's had a great year defensively. The 6'4", 250-pound senior. Number 33, 14 tackles, 10 of those solo, 2 tackles for loss, a sack. Man, he's just doing a great job. Wade Day lining up next to him. Seems like we say Wade's name on every other play. Mm-hmm. The nose guard up front, a 6'3", 230-pound junior wearing number 42. He's had a great year. Braxton Chaplin, the other defensive end, the 5'10", 190-pound senior, he was the player of the week for the defense against Longview. He's had a great year. The linebackers. A lot of noise out here, and I guess that's the way it should be.
Well, a train just came through, apparently.
Through Forney. The linebackers, what a great year. They've all 3 had. Christian Washington, the outside linebacker, 5'8", 180-pound senior, 20 tackles, 12 goes solo, a tackle for loss. He'll wear number 0. Lined up next to him is the middle linebacker, Anderson Stevens, 6 foot, 185-pound senior. Wears number 29. And then, another one, we talked about saying Wade's name on every other play. Christian Lawyer's the other one on this defensive side. He's really had a great year. A 6 foot, 195-pound junior, number 32. What a great job he's done. And then, of course, the other 3 guys, Will Ashworth, the free safety. We call him Will Crashworth, 6 foot, 180-pound senior. What a great year he's had. He's got 60 tackles on the year, 48 of those solo, 3 tackles for loss. He's also had an interception. He's also broken up 5 passes. He'll wear number 7. Zayden Edwards, that safety, 5 foot 11, 160-pound senior, wears number 6. And then Jerry Castro, a 5 foot 10, 180-pound senior, wearing number 15. These guys have a great season so far for this Yellowjackets defense.
Looking forward to seeing what they do tonight against Osborne as Rockwall's about ready to run out. Let's put up the district standings here real quick and talk about what this means as far as how important this ball game is. If you look at it there, we got Heath in front because of their 2-0 record, 5-1 overall. They're taking on Roy City at Wilkerson Sanders tonight. That's a big one. North Forney is open this week, but they are 2-1. The only loss is to Heath. That was last week.
And a 1-point loss in overtime.
Yeah, exactly. Missed extra point.
Missed extra point. Yep.
And then here's Forney, 2-1. Rockwall at 1-1. We've had our open week. Forney's will be coming up. That's why this game is so important. And, of course, Forney beating Longview has really stirred the pot because we did not honestly expect Longview to already have a loss this year in district. So those teams right there, then throw in Roy City. If they surprise Heath tonight, we have got a juggernaut here as far as everybody trying to get into this playoff positioning. That's why we mentioned this game is so important right now for both of these teams, because if Forney wins, they go up 3. The record goes to 3-1, and you want to win at least 3 in district to get a shot at getting in the playoffs. Rockwall would fall to 1-2 and still need 2 more wins, and the next 3 games are against North Forney, Heath, and then Legacy.
Yeah, exactly. And again, at this point in the season, you talk about the teams that you've beaten. You mentioned Heath, with that 2-0, one of those wins against another one of those teams that you're fighting for already. They've got a +1 with that win against North Forney. You got North Forney, the big win against their rival in Forney. North Forney's a good one there.
Yes.
And then, of course, as you mentioned, Forney's big win against Longview. So the pluses, if you will, against those teams that you're really, really competing against in Rockwall. Hey, it is what it is, right? You put the pressure, and Rockwall needs one of those.
Yeah, definitely.
Rockwall needs one of those.
So that's where, and you look at last game, Rockwall had the open week, and you mentioned this in the pregame, David. You get that bad taste in your mouth when you go into the open week with a loss in a game that was winnable for the Jackets. But because of their own mistakes, the high snap that gave Longview an easy 7 points to start the ball game, and then they go down and score quickly on their first series. All of a sudden, you're down 14-0 to Longview. After that, it was back and forth, and Rockwall held serve, but lost by 14.
You end up in a spot where you found you're right. You find it's not a team that you want to be fighting uphill, if you will.
Right.
They found themselves doing that against them. And then, of course, what do you do? What does a good team do? Well, they learn to run the football. Once they, late in that game, they were able to hold on to it. The Lobos were to be able to pull away.
Yeah.
And another thing into that, you mentioned, it's interesting to see Rockwall's response after coming off of a bye with that bad taste in their mouth. Remember, Longview had came into that game off their bye after losing 2 in a row. They were hungry. You saw how Longview responded against Rockwall. Hey, it's Rockwall's turn now with a bad taste in their mouth, coming in against a pretty confident group here in the Jackrabbits. What a neat opportunity for Rockwall to take control of this. And,
I agree.
And against a good Forney team.
Well, and then you look at also Rockwall can look towards this. Your next 3 games are at home. This is your last away game of the regular season. I mean, you're officially a visitor against Heath, but it's at Wilkerson Sanders.
Exactly.
So you don't have to travel anymore, and you get the advantage there of having 3 games in your familiar territory.
Your routine's the same.
Exactly. And then the one thing I mentioned the Longview game because Rockwall, it's going to be that Forney has behind again. You just don't want to have that uphill battle. He has, especially a team that can run the ball, take time off the clock, and make it a hard time for you to get the ball back and then go back and score. Because this is not the big play offense that Rockwall's had all the years.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll pause here for the national anthem, and then right after that, we're going to kick this one off. they at? Where are the singers?
It's weird.
Wow, what a great national anthem rendition there. That was beautiful.
Some talented.
Ready to get this one underway. David, I want to get you adjusted to a few things. First of all, let's set the table for just try to pull back the curtain and let everybody know what we're doing.
Okay.
We're outside.
Yes, we are.
We're normally inside to do ball games, but they got us on the porch here outside.
It's pretty humid.
It's very humid. I'm already sweating through my shirt.
Yes, sir.
But we also have no light. We have no light, so it's going to be hard for us to see our stat sheets and all our info here, so bear with us on that. And what I noticed that Forney has that we don't have, that we're not used to, is they have a scoreboard that shows video. That video, you can see like replays apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what that middle part of the
look over there.
That middle part of the scoreboard. I just thought that was just a big black space.
No. I thought scoreboards, they would just cover those parts.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And it was just to look cool. No, apparently you can show video and see what happened in the previous play.
So I wish you would have told me that, because I'm probably going to be distracted, because that's going to, you know what I mean?
It'll be distracting.
Yeah,
and the other cool thing is where they have us on the porch, we have a big old pylon, big pole right in front of me. So I'm going to be dancing around the pole, not in a bad way, but and I'm going to be trying to keep up with that. So anyway, it's going to be fun. We'll be standing the whole game, because the other thing is if we sit down, they got two bars right in front of us.
That's
and you
not
can't
an
see
option.
the field. Yeah.
That's not an option.
So what I'm saying is,
if I sit down, I won't be able to see over that bottom bar, so I'm in trouble.
I'm basically getting to we're roughing it.
We're going to do everything we can, guys.
So if you're watching over on the other side and you can see us over there, Jacket fans, which you've traveled where? There's a lot of them over there.
Very good.
You ain't going to see us because we're in the shadows. Rockwall will kick off. Forney won the toss, and they chose to receive it. They're going to start with an onside, and it ricochets and stays in play, and Rockwall got it!
He did!
Rockwall recovers it, and they're going to start with the ball on the onside kick on the opening kickoff.
What'd you say, Billy? You talked about the start, right? You talked about how important the start was. This wasn't a team that you wanted to kick that football off, put that Colton Forney offense on the field. So, hey, we'll take a gamble, we'll take a chance at the beginning of this game, go with an onside kick, try to get a +1 in terms of those possessions, if you will. What a neat opportunity. What a great job there by the special teams unit, and gets this potent Yellow Jacket offense on the field quickly.
What a great start here for the Jackets. I think it was Edwards that recovered it. I'm trying to see. I watched the replay.
We'll do the best we can.
But we are far away from the on-field action, so we'll do our best. But with Rockwall lining up in the white jerseys, white helmets with the Old English R on the side. They have the orange pants. And it's going to be Brent Rickard, as he has been for the last couple seasons, in at quarterback with Hatcher to his left. In motion is Petrino. They're going to fake the jet sweep, and they're going to give it to Hatcher, and he's going to lunge ahead for about a yard to start this one off.
Yeah, a little bit of an opening there, but quickly that close, trying to see in terms of the...
Good luck.
God, my goodness. God, it was that linebacker. What a neat job there. Good recovery fighting through that block there to be able to hold him to just barely a 1-yard gain.
Trips near side as I peek around the pole to see what's happening. High snap is another opportunity here for Hatcher. Nothing there, but he will sidestep a couple defenders, and he'll be just shy of the 35. They're going to say he's down to 33. And that Forney crowd starts getting loud, knowing it's a 3rd and long here for the Jackets as they quickly come back to the line.
Try to get something going or pop something on that left side. The first carry this time followed that right side. Let me with a little bit of a push. Again, that defense closed quickly. And a 3rd and long here for Rockwall.
3 receiver set. High snap. It's going to be a screen swing pass to Hatcher. He's stuck right when he gets it. Block is missed. And that allows Forney to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. And it's 4th down, and Rockwall's onside kick will not produce any points because it looks like they're going to punt.
Yeah, we talked about the Forney defense. Forney's defense hasn't had the overall success statistically, a little bit very same, but the last 3 or 4 weeks they have really, really come on, and that was a big stop there for the Jackrabbits to put Rockwall in a position to where they're going to have to punt this ball.
That was the Hatcher series right there with 2 carries and 1 reception, but all they could muster was 3 yards. And so now Rockwall will punt it away. We're back to a single punter now, folks, so I don't know what to do. And it's going to be a fake, and they're going to throw it back. It's caught by Lamb. He's at the 35, at the 40, at the 45. He's into 40 territory, cuts back, face mask, helmet off, and he's inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. And Rockwall will have it in 40 territory with 2 surprise plays.
Wow, just like that, we saw the onside kick there from the Yellowjackets on the first one. How about that? What kind of a call, man. Beautiful. Letting it all rip, if you will. And Rockwall's going to be in a beautiful position here after being able to convert that one, as you mentioned, into Forney's territory. Then give it 15 yards here with the most blatant face mask penalty we've seen in a long time. That's pretty crazy.
Now, the helmet was pulled off, and then the ball was popped loose. Let's see what the call is here.
Whistle.
Okay, so that will eliminate the fumble.
Yeah. They were blowing the whistles a moment ago anyway. So
that's true, but that ball came out before he was down, but they already committed the penalty, and even though they committed it afterwards, that ball will stay with Rockwall. 15 yards will move it up to the 25-yard line, so 2 surprise plays from the Rockwall special teams will set it in motion here for Rockwall at the 25, and now it's Castro that's in it running back to the right of Rickert. Trips right, no receivers left. They're going to snap it from the near side. Hard count. Nobody jumps, and now it's Castro looking for room. He's going up the middle. He's into the second level. He's to the 10. He'll finally be slung down at the 9-yard line. Just talked to his mom, Christina, on the text. Said he's going to have a good one, and we made the mistake last couple weeks of saying he's a senior. He's a junior, folks.
Apologize
and he's
for that
back
one.
next year.
I'll tell you what, man, Angelo and Mummy up front, what a great job they did. That was a huge hole. And, of course, Castro's going to take full advantage of that. A great job finding it quickly. Saw his little acceleration, and the yards after contact, too.
And I blamed you on the senior thing, so I hope you're cool with that. There's a keeper by Rickert. He's got room, breaks the tackle, slung down, but not before he gets inside the 5 to the 3-yard line on 1st and goal. 2nd and goal from the 3 now for the Jackets.
That's two of the last 3 games, Billy, that we've seen how well he's looked, his comfort level in terms of not only being able to throw the football, but his rushing attack. It's just that young man's something else and fun to watch. He never quits, always going, and a great job there by Rickert.
Hankins will come in at running back now, and I think we're going Wildcat here because Castro went over to the sideline, got the call, and let's see if he actually hands it off. That's been our big mystery, is if he will ever hand it off, and it will be Castro that will get the snap with Hankins to his left. Lamb in motion. Unbalanced formation to the left. He gets the block, and Castro's in for the touchdown. Rockwall's going to open this one up with officially a 20, well, actually, let's go ahead and say it. It's about a 65-yard drive because they did the fake punt. They never punted it away, and your Jackets go up 6-0 over the Forney Jackrabbits here in the early in the 4th quarter.
10th touchdown of the season by Castro.
I said 4th quarter. It's the 1st quarter. People are probably confused why they're not seeing 60
what
minutes
just happened?
yet.
Yeah.
Boy, what a drive.
That was a very good drive, man. And what a kind of a statement, if you will, in terms of that mindset is concerned.
Rockwall's going to go for 2. They're going to snap it directly to Hankins. He'll take on the defenders. In there. 2-point conversion is good. Rockwall's pulling off all the stops. Let's just grab that kitchen sink. Let's throw it in there, and let's go up 8-0.
That'll make you throw away some game tape and all the planning that you've done. Okay, so we've seen the onside kick. We've seen the fake punt with the pass from the punter from Lawyer to Lamb.
Yep.
On that side, and there you go. We'll just go for a 2-point conversion. In addition to the Wildcat that we've seen throughout the season, but hey, and whatever.
Don't forget the swinging gate that lines up for the 2-point conversion, and Hankins going in for that conversion. That's his first of the season. So Rockwall will go up 8-0 with 8:58 left here in the 1st quarter. What a way to start.
Yeah, that'll make you where you go back and look at those scouting notes, if you will. What in the world? Oh. Hey, Rockwall came, and he, again, Billy, you talked about it earlier, though. What, it needed a quick start, needed to be in one of those positions, needed to have to have something special going your way. Because listen, here's what we know: they're going to score.
Yes.
Forney's going to, they're going to be able to move the football. They're going to be able to do what they've done all year long. So Rockwall needed to get a little bit of sparks, and they part of the game plan did a couple of them there on that first possession. Very impressive.
Jahil and Jackson are back to return for Forney. If Rockwall kicks it to them, who knows? This is like the old days where we're just onside kicking and we don't care. Coach Brooks has been with Rodney Webb for most of his career up until the last 6 years, and they both have the same, outlook on games. Let's just go at it. Let's buckle up the chin strap and forget about any kind of, set system. Let's just throw stuff at them and be aggressive, and that's what Rockwall's done here. So Forney has to be, first of all, they thought they were getting the ball first. They didn't. And now Rockwall's already jumped out.
They're a little shell-shocked, I bet you.
That's the way you keep. The one way you stop Osborne is don't let him get on the field.
Right.
All right, there's the whistle. Let's see if Rockwall will kick this one deep. I have a feeling it might be a bit of a pooch. Let's see.
Nope.
That's another onside, and let's see if Rockwall has it. They say they do. They got it.
That's crazy.
Another one for the Jackets.
What did you say a moment ago? How you going to keep him out of the end zone?
Right.
Don't let him get on the field. My word. Seriously.
I believe Holland might have
Was
gotten
that who that
one.
was? Was it the kicker?
So.
Put a little McAfee?
I think so.
Remember McAfee was on? Yeah.
It is hard for us to see under that pile who is there, who gets it. But Rockwall's back on the field. The offense is. And here they go, trying to add to that 7-0 lead. No time went off the clock on that kickoff, which kind of weird. At least a couple seconds ought to go. But here we go, and it's going to be Castro to the left. And there's another high snap. Castro's going to get the carry, and he's going to get right back to the line of scrimmage there. Snap needs to get down a little bit because Rickards really having to adjust to reach up and grab that ball, and the timing's off. Rockwall quickly back to the line with the 4-receiver set. They're split. Then they're going to snap it right from the middle of the field, and it's going to be a play action. Rickard looking to throw. Out route, caught by Lamb. Gets it over the linebacker. Lamb has room. His second catch of the ball game. First one from Rickard will get him inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. What a game so far for Jet Lamb.
Yep, absolutely. You mentioned coming into this one having, 7 receptions, and you're right, 2 big ones. 2 big ones so far for him. Both have resulted in first downs.
Castro now to the left of Rickard. Another bad snap. Picked up by Rickard. He'll throw, and he's got a completion. And it's to Wilo, and he's going to have the reception just short of the marker. It's a 9-yard gain for the Yellowjackets. That's Rhino Wiley.
Wiley's 11th reception of the season. And a nice recovery there by Rickard, man.
Yeah.
The ball on the turf, the presence of mind, and to be able to get to that quickly and be able to force that in and turn it into something positive, a second and short.
Yep, second. He needs to get to the 17, and now we have a flag, got some movement. Yeah. So move it back. It'll set up a 2nd and 7 now for the Jackets. What a start for Rockwall, David, as they are just not even worried about any risk. Let's take it. Let's go.
Talked about how important it would be to get into a fresh start, especially, again, as we mentioned, coming off a bye after a game that you were disappointed in with the loss against Longview. What a great start here, and what a neat opportunity here for the Jackets against a good Forney team.
So now Rockwall looking at a 2nd down and 7. Another high snap. Play action. Slant route. Caught. That's Petrino. Makes a move. Pivot to the near side. Inside the 10. He's at the 8-yard line. What a reception here for Petrino for his first catch. But it's the Yak right afterwards, David, that gets some more yards.
Absolutely. Loved his presence of mind there in terms of being able to read where that defender was. And a good throw there by Rickard on that outside shoulder. Defender playing him to the inside. Good read. Breaks away from the safety. Little help side on the end there and picks up, as you mentioned, an additional 5 yards after that reception.
Empty backfield, and Rickard's going to keep it. Looking for room. Has a block to the near side. Touchdown, Rockwall. That's Rickard taking it in, and Rockwall's going to go up 13-0. And I have no idea. I think that's his third touchdown of the season on the season.
Yes, sir, it
is.
On
the ground.
Absolutely. It's the third touchdown. What a great read there by Rickard, too. It's a play called right from the all in all. No question that from the start. But a great job of reading, allowing that hole to open up to the left side. And again, we talked about Rickard's, his toughness, if you will, as a runner. Showed his speed, hits that hole quickly, and gets into the end zone untouched.
Take it back. It's 14-0 before the extra point because Rockwall had the 2-point conversion. They're looking to go up 15. And the snap is low, but a great job by Rickard on the hold. He gets it down. The kick is good. Holland punts it through, and Rockwall is up 15-0 before Forney even has a chance to have the ball. Let's take a quick timeout here. When we come back, let's see if there's a third onside kick.
Jacket Nation, this is Coach Brooks shouting out to Rockwall Ford. I'm excited to have the support of Ford team for the 2025 football season and their support for the remarkable achievements that students and staff strive to accomplish daily. Over the years, they have extended their unwavering support to every athlete, coach, and staff member as they diligently pursue their goals and ultimately achieve victory. We look forward to continuing our partnership. Go Jackets!
Billy Billy Quinton along with David Sweet. We got Trevor Webb on the board. He's the only one that gets to sit down. Mm-hmm. And then we have Mesquite Billy on camera. And correct me if I'm wrong. Does he have less hair?
He didn't want us to believe that, but it's true.
It's a lot less.
You know, I don't know what to tell him.
I mean,
you know what?
Just between me and you, it's a lot less.
Let her remember to point out something. He's engaged now, too. Remember?
Oh, that's
Off of
right.
that trip, this is an engaged fella. So
that's
kinda,
right. Where'd he go? South of France?
Yes,
Where'd they go on vacation?
Some kind of big fancy trip.
Oh, yeah.
Big fancy trip for a fancy fella.
Yep.
But we'll talk about exactly. We'll talk about what he told us just a moment ago in terms of this start is concerned.
Yeah, good point.
The conversation off the air.
Yep. We're going to make it on the air. Here's a real kick from Rockwall, and it'll be taken by Jackson. And he's got room to the near side, breaks 2 tackles, and finally is dragged out the 41-yard line. Nice return for Forney. And they're going to be in great field position. I can't see nothing.
I was going to say, what were you? I didn't have anything to offer on it, so I was waiting to see what you were going to say coming off that. If you would have been able to highlight that, identify who that was, I was.
And we apologize. We're probably not going to be able to give a lot of
crazy,
credit.
Trust us.
Yeah, but we're trying to see. That was Kenneth Rogers on the tackle. I want to give him credit because he may have saved the touchdown there. So Rockwall with that 4-man front. Shotgun formation here for Forney. And it's going to be Osborne with the first carry. And not much there. Rockwall's defense will swarm and bring him down after a 3-yard gain to the 44-yard line. Line of scrimmage was the 41. They have to get to the 49 of Rockwall to move the chain. 2nd down and 7.
Stoner and Law, you're both involved in that tackle for the Jackets.
Again, folks, we're in pitch black over here. The only light we have is from our iPhones to try to see some of our stats and info, so bear with us a little bit. Osborne again, little jump step, but Rockwall's there, and they're going to bring him down after he gets a couple yards. That's Chaplin, who was player of the week for the Longview game, making the tackle for the Jackets.
Law, you're into the backfield, chips him and slows him down, and you're right, it is Chaplin that's able to finally secure him here, and this will bring up, a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 maybe here.
It's weird that a guy named Chaplin is hitting people hard and making life miserable for him. He's supposed to be the opposite.
An interesting ministry opportunity there for that.
Remember Father
Chaplin?
Mulcahy on MASH? He was a chaplain.
Yeah,
there you go. All right, 3rd down and 4. They got to get to the 49. Rockwall shows blitz. They bring it. Peterson looks to roll. He rolls to his left. Heavy rush. Castro's on his tail. He'll throw it deep. It's incomplete. Goes off the back of Sanders, who was in coverage as the throw was short. And so it's 4th down, and it looks like the punt team's coming on here for Forney.
Hey, nice job downfield in terms of that coverage is concerned. Had nowhere to go with it, but I love how you mentioned it. Castro was in pursuit and forced him out of the pocket, had him running, and he was never able to kind of set up and throw that football, as you mentioned, gets into the back of Sanders. Shout out right quick to Cliff Witt. Cliff and Kristen watching from the house, and he said, holy moly, he's dead right. What a freaking great start here for the Jackets.
They're about to get the ball back one more time. And for those of y'all wondering, here's the snap to the punter, and it's a good one. Bit of a knuckleball, but it's a fair catch made by Edwards right at the 15-yard line. For those of y'all wondering, between the 2 Castros, you got Jerry Castro, who's the safety who just had the quarterback pressure there, and, of course, Caden Castro, the running back. They are not kin. They are not connected. In fact, I don't think they've ever met.
Well, I mean,
we ought to introduce them.
One's offense and one's defense. I don't know if they interact, right?
Yeah, why would you
know what I mean?
Why would you
running back in the safety?
Yeah, you're not going to be in the same room. No, it's two different worlds. 2 different worlds. But one day we'll introduce them and just let them know they both have the same last name. And I want to do this. I want to be the first to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I want to be the first one.
You know what I mean?
I want to be the first one.
Hey, keep going while we're at it. And Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas from us here. Shout out to another one of our partners, Jeremy Bryant.
All right. Jeremy's
watching tonight.
Tuning in. This is Hankins looking for his first carry. Actually, his second. He got the 2-point conversion on his first. And he's going to get 3 yards on the carry. Shout out to Jeremy filling in for me on a couple ball games. Mm-hmm. David, excuse me while I lean around this pole to see what's going on the field.
Just thought you were just resting your arm over there. I didn't quite sure what you're doing. But.
All right, empty backfield. A screen pass, far side. Nice grab, open, and there goes Duckworth. Oh, he's tripped up just as he looks like he was going to get to that second level and make a big play. But that is a 1st down on the reception. And so Rockwall will set up at the 34-yard line. Now, heavy rush, and Rickard's going to be tripped up. First sack of the season here for Forney.
Pressure collapsing on both ends of it there, and he almost avoided that. Again, as you mentioned, just kind of a turf monster.
Yep.
Got him. And a 4-yard loss here for the Jackets.
So Rockwall now with Hankins in the backfield to the left of Rickert. Looking at second long, high snap again. It's going to be grabbed by Hankins. He'll take it. He'll get to the second level. He'll give out a stiff arm. He'll tiptoe past the defender. He'll get into 40 territory. And he finally is pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Let's call that play again. Just exactly how it went.
Just a little bit different. Maybe a little bit of a head start. I guess his momentum. It popped up into the air. He's got it when he's running. And
do you think when he grabbed it, he just told Rickert, I got this. I got this. You
got
hang
this.
out. You do what you're doing.
Yep.
I'll do what I'm doing. Hatcher back in now after the big run from Hankins to give him a little breather. When you're tired, sometimes you're a little breather. Here's the good snap, play action, slant route. There's interference. Come on now. There it is. There it is.
Get it? There we go.
Yeah, we got, oh my goodness, Big Bird blew up. There's a bunch of yellow out there on the field now. That was intended for Duckworth.
Had the one ref go ahead and make the call. The other guys waited for a moment. They gave into the pressure. Right. Then we just started sending the, as you mentioned,
peer
Big
pressure.
Bird. Yeah.
Yeah. You want me to
we're going to call that. We're going to call that. Yeah. Tell us who's out there
tonight. I'll tell you who the referees are.
All right. I was so impressed with how you're able to do this type of research.
Referee is Joe Davola. Head linesman's Jay Peterman. The line judge is David Putty. The umpire is Kenny Banya. The back judge is Lloyd Braun, and the field judge is Art Vandelay.
And you go all the way to getting the field judge's name, man.
It's a full crew. Full crew. 5:02 left in the first still, and Rockwall trying to add to that 15-0 lead. They have just really surprised Forney here. They're at the 26-yard line after the first down, and there's a play action and slant route tipped, trying to hit. Looks like that was Petrino. Okay. He was trying to get. Nope, that was Leach. He was trying to hit Leach on the skinny post. Nice job by the linebacker to get his paws on it and set up second down and long. Let's do the fumbled snap, pick it up by Hankins, and go for 20. Let's do that play.
This would be the right time to do that one again.
Call that one, Coach Barnes. It is Hatcher in now, so Hatcher can pick up the fumble. Another bad snap. This is crazy. And now Rickert will pick it up and be slung down at the 38-yard line. I'm not sure what's happening here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a...
But it's an adventure right now. And Rockwall now has to think about just getting into field goal range to try to add to it.
What about the fourth high snap of the game here? Yellowjackets have gotten very fortunate.
Well, I think it's the fourth one that's been fumbled.
It is. You're right.
There's been more than four.
There's been that he's been able to get his hands on.
So now the crowd gets into it here. We're on the Forney side. They got the cowbells going. Empty backfield for Leach. He's going to keep it. Looks for a block, and he'll be stuck right at the 35-yard line. I'm assuming, even though it's a long fourth down, punting it will probably not gain you a lot. You're looking at a 52-yard attempt for Holland. He's 2 for 3 on the season. Looks like Rockwall's going to stay in there, or the offense will. We go into 4 minutes left here in the first quarter, and it's 4th and 17 for the Jackets. Actually, let's make it 4th and 20.
9 seconds left here on the play.
And it's going to be the quick kick. And Rickert will put his foot into this one. It's end over end. It could work out pretty good for the Jackets. It's going to go inside the 5, down at the 1-yard line. Great play. Great job by Rickert. Great job by Leach to get down there and down it. And so Forney will be in the shadow of the goalpost when they take the ball in their second series here in the first quarter. Nice job. We forgot about the quick kick, the little pooch kick there from the quarterback. Hadn't seen that so far this year, I do believe. Of course, I've missed 2 games, so could have happened there.
What a good decision on that part. Now, good job getting downfield to be able to down that one, too.
Yeah.
Forney back into their deep
and
into
to
their
let it
territory.
go, because a lot of times you got the guys down there get anxious and they get it before it gets even further to the goal line. Nice job by Leach and all the others to let it trickle on down to the 1, and that's where Forney will start their second series, down 15-0 to the Yellowjackets. Looks like man defense here in the secondary for Rockwall. And it's going to be a handoff here to Osborne, and he will get a lot of room and a lot of yardage. And let's give him about 9 yards on that carry, a yard short of the first down, his best run of the game so far.
Best run of the game, and hits his, coming into this game, hits what his average yards per carry, right at 8.9, right at 9 yards per carry is what he's averaging. So
3:14 left here in the first. And it'll be Osborne to the left of Peterson. at quarterback. 2 receivers far side, nobody near side, and the slot man is in motion. Now here's Peterson. Oh, might have a flag for attempted tripping there, but they do not throw it. He does not get to the marker, though. They hold Osborne to the line of scrimmage, and I think they're saying third down.
Yeah.
3rd and 1. This is definitely, if Rockwall can hold them here, I got to imagine they're going to punt. And you know it's going to be Osborne getting this.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you think?
Absolutely. 3rd and short here. What a great job. Rockwall did have an opportunity. Again, shows who he is. Able to chip him 3 yards deep into back into the behind the line of scrimmage. But
there's a high
job.
snap.
There you go.
Tail. Oh my goodness! The ball is loose. Rockwall is on it. It's their ball at the 1 yard line. A blitz from the Rockwall Yellowjackets will get them another turnover. They're in business at the Forney 1.
Wow. Again, defense answering the charge there, 3rd and short. And you're right, just a big disconnect, miscommunication back there and a full-out blitz.
Holy
wow.
cow.
What an opportunity. What a great job there from the defense on that one, Billy. And Rockwall in fine position, buddy, here.
Yeah. I think here you just go under center and fall forward 4 times, don't you?
I think so.
That's my offensive coordination experience. You got to think that all of the stadium knew Osborne's getting that one, so the Cowboys, the Yellowjackets keyed on that and really blew that one up. What a great play from that Rockwall defense. And we have been praising them all year, and rightly so, and they're just bringing it tonight, too. You know what they've done here, David? They brought their lunch pail.
Yes, they
That's
did.
what they've done.
Got their hard hats on.
Yep. I don't know if anybody's used that before. I think we got a timeout on the field. Yep,
and that's why we do what we do right there.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is.
Be able to work in those types
work
of
in those
analogies.
things to start new ones.
Yeah,
Okay,
analogies.
Trevor, let's go ahead and do a break here. You surprise us with a commercial break. Welcome back to Citibank Stadium as Rockwall is looking at a golden opportunity here. Already up 15-0 with 2:21 left. Another turnover from Forney. Rockwall's recovered 2 onside kicks to gain the advantage there on the offensive side. And then they forced a fumble on a 3rd and 1 when they tackled Osborne. I don't know if they're going to give the fumble to Peterson or Osborne because that ball came out as they were trying to hand it off. And David, you watch here and see who got that, because we did not see who got the fumble recovery and who made the hit.
No, we had 2 defenders into that backfield onto this one. You're right, and quickly somebody was right in front of
Here we go.
Osborne.
It's a tush push, and we got a flag, and they're going to move back 5. Yeah, that's a tough one there, because you're right at the 1, man. Now you got to go back 5. Line wasn't set before they snapped it. It was Chaplin.
It was Chaplin with him the whole time, was the one that was making him do the push, and a good job of using his hands there to knock the ball out of his hands.
Yep, let's give Chaplin credit. He has done great so far this ball game. As I mentioned, as a chaplain, he's been very rude to the Forney Jackrabbits.
Well, Dadder, he's just been very effective, like the Minister of Defense. He's our version of that.
There you go.
Know what I mean?
There you go.
See what I kind of did there?
All right, we got Wildcat with Castro getting the snap. That's Hankins to his left, and it's going to be Castro looking for a block. He's got it. He'll take it inside the 5, and that's where the Forney defense will stack him up. But he's going to get about 3 or 4 on that carry. 2nd down and goal now as the quarterback and the receivers will come back in here. It looks like a line shift. We go under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Billy Quinton, David Sweet giving you the call. We got Trevor Webb on the board. We got Mesquite Billy on the camera, and Chris Curtis is adding nothing to this broadcast.
Not at all. Not sure where he went.
I don't know what he's doing. I think he's over at one of them restaurants. They got a good Mexican food place here, right?
They really do. Yeah.
I bet you that's where
I think
Chris
he's over
is
at Madre's right now.
Madre's,
enjoying some Mexican food.
Keeper by Rickert. Makes a man miss. And a hurdle and a touchdown. And Rockwall goes up 3 scores. What a great drive. Again, for Rickert. His 2nd of the day, his 4th of the season on the ground.
Absolutely. Again, just a great job there by the Yellowjackets. What a neat job, that left side of the offensive line up front. Shout out to those guys. Got him a little bit of an opening. Again, Gunnar Talley and Angelo, Commander Angelo, the left guard there. Great job. And as you mentioned, Rickert with his 2nd touchdown on the ground tonight.
Yeah.
What in the world, man? 22-0. This score gets announced
if they get the extra, oh yeah, they got to get the extra point here. It was a low snap before. That one's behind him, but you know what? Holland doesn't care, and neither does Rickert. They pop it through, and your new score with 1:38 left in the first quarter is Rockwall 22, Forney nothing. Let's take a quick timeout, and when we come back, we'll see what Forney can do to answer.
I'm Taryn Oswald, Director of Client Assistance and Food Pantry here at Helping Hands. We are so excited to have Rockwall Ford, Rockwall Dodge, Rockwall ISD, and the entire community join together once again to support our neighbors in need. Last year, the Food Pantry distributed over 560,000 pounds of food. Currently, we are distributing over 15,000 pounds of food each week. This is why we strongly rely on the Shop the Rock I-30 Classic Food Drive to pack our pantry. For more information on our current needs, please visit our Rockwall Helping Hands Facebook page or our website at rockwallhelpinghands.com.
Shout out to Jerry Archer, the man that takes care of all the Quentin cars. He is tuning in right now. He has to leave at 8:15. That's why Rockwall squeezed in all these scores, David. They know that Jerry can only watch till 8:15.
So they had to show out for Jerry.
But he's by himself, so the 35 kids have been shipped off somewhere. But he's got to leave at 8:15 because he's got a basketball game at Amerisports. You know, with all those kids, you're going to have a lot of ball games.
I was going to say, which one of the kids is playing basketball, Jerry? Why don't you let us know that?
Does he even know? How can you even find out?
Or is it his kids or just the team?
That's true.
It's just the Archers.
It's just the Archer team.
Just the Archers.
Yeah, that's true. There's another little pooch here from Rockwall. It's going to go at the middle of the field. Take a couple of bounces. Finally taken at the 20. Brought back here to the 30 and keeping it in bounds and doing a little bit of tightrope work is the the Jackrabbit return man, and that is Jahil.
Jahil with the return. Here we go. Look at these stats right quick for the Jackets here in a 22-0 game. 145 yards of total offense for Rockwall. 7 first downs, 88 through the air, and 57 on the ground. Forney, 6 yards of total offense at this point.
And it ain't going to stay that way.
No, it's not.
Osborne's going to get untracked. We know that, but it's good to have a little cushion because, hang on, folks, 22-0 probably doesn't mean much as far as what this final score is going to be. Forney's going to have their say, and they're going to get their points, I'm sure, at some point. Man in motion, and it's going to be a handoff Osborne. He's got room. Now he's going to be stuck right when he gets to the 44-yard line. Let's give him 4. His line of scrimmage was at the 40.
Trying to see who that was. Did you see who that was? He turned his back on us. Turned his back to made that play. Was that Washington?
Let me, yep.
That's who it was,
yep.
right? Yeah.
Yep. He's changed his number. He's gone to 0. He was 23 last year. Second down and 5 for Forney. Rockwall shows blitz. They're playing back in the secondary. H-back in motion. Rockwall brings it, and it's a keeper by Peterson going nowhere. In fact, they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and 5 for Forney with 45 seconds and counting left in the first quarter. Rockwall up 22-0. If you're just tuning in, you missed a lot.
Yeah.
It has been onside kicks. It's been fake punts. It's been defensive plays that are causing fumbles and getting recoveries. We had a swinging gate,
yes,
2-point conversion. 3rd down and 5. Forney has to get to midfield to move the change. Man in motion. It's going to be Osborne, and he will have the first. He's stuck by Washington, but I think his momentum will give it down. They'll give it to him. He gets just enough, and the chains will move for Forney. First time that they've gotten a first down in the ball game, as we will probably close out the first quarter with that play.
Again, what I was saying a moment ago is this is one of those as you get the scores announced in the other stadiums. It'll give you some pause. 22-0.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. There's your first quarter. It's been all Rockwall. 22-0. The Jackets are on top. Let's take a timeout and pay some bills, and when we come back, we'll switch sides. They don't have to go far. They're right at the 50. So it'll be good for everybody. This is Rockwall Yellowjackets football on Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
For those with an independent spirit, there's a bank as independent as you. For buying a home, for building a business, for getting snacks at the game. We've been serving North Texas since 1875. Because we're more than a bank. We're your bank for life. American National Bank of Texas.
Welcome back to City Bank Stadium, as it is a 1st and 10 for Forney as they just converted for their first down of the ball game. I'm getting a picture from my wife from the house. She's excited. She has a place to herself. She's eating all my Lucky Charms. There's all my Lucky Charms right there. And
is that your snack usually?
That's my snack.
Really?
She's eating.
She's got your snack.
Okay, she's giving me a little bit of a connection here.
Okay.
That Chaplin is the cousin of Hunter Gonzalez, and his dad, I believe, is the one who runs Shields.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
That is them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So shout out to that whole family tree. You got double H-backs here for Forney. Now one is in motion. Osborne will fake the pitch. Peterson's going to throw it. Got a man wide open at the 10-5 touchdown Forney. Told you they'd get theirs when they could. And that was Preston Jackson with his 5th touchdown of the season. Beautiful throw.
Touchdown. Goodness gracious, what a throw there from Peterson. Outstanding separation, man. Jackson way behind the defender on that side. But what a great throw. Good grief.
Well, it's crucial. They did that on 1st down, too.
Yeah.
I think everybody's probably expecting another run. Osborne's going to get his carries, but to do the play action, actually the pitch, the fake pitch, that freezes everybody, and Jackson did a great job to get behind the secondary on the corner route. So coming in for the extra point is Hart, and it is good, and your new score. Now Rockwall 22, Forney 7. We knew there's going to be some points. It's going to be like a pinball game here, folks.
Absolutely.
Let's keep it here, David, and talk about this drive is pretty important for Rockwall to try to keep that cushion. You don't want to give Forney some momentum after you've had it.
Yeah, they're going to be a pretty confident group here in a quick strike like that. You're right. Their defense will come back, put it back into their hands, and as you said, you just knew it. Knew that 22-0 lead, those 22 points, weren't going to be anything for Forney to not be able to overcome. Let's hit a couple of scores as far as 10-6A is concerned. Rockwall Heath here at the end of the first quarter, 14-0 over Royce City. And then Longview at the end, just now at the end of the first quarter, only up by 7. It's 20-13 Longview over Tyler Legacy.
I'm telling you, people are, Tyler Legacy's 0-3 in district. That still doesn't mean they ain't going to come up and bite you at some point. They're going to make somebody's season miserable. So, that's very interesting. As you said, I'm sure people are kind of surprised with the at one point, 22-0 score, now 22-7 for the Jackets. Tommy McMahon.
Yes, I told him a moment ago.
Yeah.
Put the text back into us.
He wants you to go down to the sideline and do some reporting.
He remembers, he's talking about the onside kicks. He remembers those days when we'd go down there during the Rodney years.
Yep.
When it was numerous onside kicks.
And you would hide behind those cones on the end zone?
Yeah, that's what I always did. I always hid behind the cones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun. That was the old days.
And I've got some information on the Archer basketball game situation here in a moment.
Good. America needs to know. Good kick from Hart. It's going to be Edwards taking this one at the 5. He's going to take it right back up the middle, gets a block. He'll cut it back towards the hash. We got a flag, probably a hold. So right now the ball is set at the 30-yard line, but it could be going backwards here.
Came from way down on the other end of the field. This one's from Shane Lake. Shane says, Sherry and I have the Archer girls tonight, so that narrows down who has the basketball game.
Okay.
He said, I'm not even sure. Well, I thought it was going to really narrow it down, but he didn't completely narrow it down. He says, I don't even know which one of the boys are playing tonight.
Right.
So,
I mean, you still got, at least 16 boys you got to
just not the girls. It's over in the boys'
It's boys' side.
Yeah, boys' side. Hey, and speaking of that, you're going to have the return of Archer's Halloween costume?
We can.
Okay.
We can bring that up. We do
I've
need to get those out there.
I heard that there's a lot more of those still in storage over at a couple of the stores.
We'll get it with him and his family?
Yeah.
And
so
there's been
get
some
those
modifications to it, so I'll show you that.
Okay.
We'll show you probably next week or the week following. Well, probably next week.
Because we need to give folks the opportunity to go out and shop.
They got to go out and get
the
the costumes.
So one of those will be the Archer
we'll
family?
try to do it next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Empty backfield for Rickert. And a flag as
Ouch.
It looks like Rockwall's probably going to go back 5 more. Trying to do that receiver screen to the far side. Another false start.
Backing it up 5.
Shout out to my mom. She's watching, says everything sounds great.
Very cool.
Trevor just took that as a thumbs up. I'm going to give credit to Trevor and to Chris Curtis. It was a tough one to get this thing on, and big shout out to them. Okay, here we go. Hatcher, he's got it. He's to the 30, to the 40, to the 50. Reads that block. He's finally brought down at the 49-yard line, but a great run from A.J. Hatcher, his biggest one of the night, and that penalty means nothing.
Not at all.
Because now we're to the 49-yard line and moving that ball once again. Oh, nice block. Off tackle on the near side. Rockwall quickly snap it, and now it's going to be a little hitch. Thrown behind Duckworth. He couldn't bring it in. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the last play going back to it. It's Carina there on the outside. A nice jump sealing off that outside that gave him something to get going. And, man, he turned that corner quick.
Yeah. 2nd down and 10 for Rockwall. They got to get to the Forney 41 if they want to move some chains. And it's going to be Hatcher again. Looks for a block. Not there. He's brought down probably for about a half-yard loss. They're going to say he got to the line of scrimmage. So now all of a sudden it's a 3rd and long for the Jackets. Castro will come in for Hatcher, the running back spot. Could be 2 downs to get this 1st down. Because I know Coach Brooks is probably thinking we got to keep this double score, this 2-score lead as the cushion. Castro will be to the right of Rickard in the 3-receiver set. Rickard looking to throw. They're going to do the tunnel screen near side. Caught. Puffer looking for room. He gets a couple blocks. He's not going to get the 1st down, but he's going to get 5.
Cuts it in half.
Yep. And that's the first reception for Puffer tonight. Had a big one against Longview.
Good throw, man. Getting into Puffer's hands there in the middle's crowded. Lots of black jerseys there on the outside. A good job by Puffer realizing good read with a couple of defenders in position to make those plays and able to pick up those positive yards.
Rockwall's got to get to the 41 on 4th down. Hard count. They don't get him to jump. Now they'll look to the sidelines, see if they can get that signal and see if they snap it. They may just let this clock run down and call timeout. It's going to be right about 10 minutes left here in the 2nd, and they will call time with the play clock running down. See what they decide to do here. It may be punt time. Let's see.
Try another one of the little pooch kicks. Try to get down. And
Could be. But, no, I'm going to remind everybody to stay after the ball game. We've got a great documentary that's going to be showing
It's a good one tonight?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay.
It's not sports, but it's family-oriented.
Okay.
I'll just say that.
All right.
But, of course, you're going to have to watch 60 Minutes and Murder, She Wrote before you.
That's what everybody would expect.
Right.
You'd made the mistake earlier of saying that it was the 4th quarter and the 1st quarter. People
Right.
were panicking out
They
there
were.
because they didn't know what the rest of their night would look like. First of all, they kind of gotten away from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were
Yeah.
starting to panic, but then they hadn't seen
Right.
the reminder
That's
whether
on
60
me.
minutes was on time or not.
And that's on me.
you
Yeah.
know,
But, hey, a shout-out to Ben Brooks.
Ben,
wanted a
big bad
big
Ben.
shout-out. So here's my big shout-out, Ben. Glad you're watching tonight. And everybody watching, I want to thank y'all. If you're watching us in your living room, in your car, on the back porch. Everybody's got the big screens on the back porch. Love it. Send us the photos of the ball game on the big screen if you got it. David, what's your number? You can
hit
text
me on
them.
972-639-6530, 972-639-6530.
Send some
Let us
photos.
know where you're at. Yep.
All right, Rockwall's going to go for it, at least line up for it. Could be the pooch. It looks like Rickard's a little further back. And, he's going to fake it. Throw over the middle. He's got Lamb. He's to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. He puts it in 5th gear and takes it to the house. Holy cow. They're just full of tricks.
My goodness. Again, what a big target you got with Lamb, buddy. So why not take full advantage of it? And you're right.
When I go home, I'm not eating Lucky Charms. I'm eating tricks.
There we go,
That's
buddy.
what I'm going to have because that's
Well
what
done.
Rockwall's pulling tonight.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
You know what? Because silly rabbits, tricks are for
Tricks
kids.
for kids.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that. See?
Yeah, brought it
Hey,
into play.
listen, guys, that's what that advertising mind will do for you right there. You see what I mean? Come up with neat little sayings. You probably draw that too, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I could do it during halftime.
Yeah.
Extra points, good. And your Jackets will get that 3-score lead back as they go up 29-7 with just under 10 minutes left here in the 2nd quarter.
What a play call, man.
All right, Trevor, what'd you think of that?
I thought it was great. Hey, I was going to say these Jackrabbits right now are cinnamon toast, right?
Wow. There you go.
Yeah,
And whose class did he go to learn that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
going to tell you what. Okay.
That's
I want to give
good.
you credit, but I'm going to tell you something. Little nerdy. Maybe you got that from your mom. You know what I mean?
I only named one cereal and he named 2. Okay.
Hey, we got a shout out to the Lady Jackets volleyball. They swept Forney 3-0.
There we go. After a big win the other night against Rockwall Heath.
Yep.
3-1 over the Hawks.
Yep. Hey, we got our ADs watching.
Oh,
I call him
business now?
Jason Priestley.
Yes, sir.
But his real name is Greg Priest. But he enjoyed he says it's a Seinfeld reference to the referees and the officials. I just named the guys.
Just telling you what you've gotten.
I'm just getting the information.
All the names
You
that
know.
you
I hear Lloyd Braun is a very good field judge.
So you only provide the information
We're the media. We pass it along. That's what
and
we
it's
do.
always factual.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's what we tell people all the time.
It's factual. No need to look it up.
Yeah.
Don't waste your
Don't
time looking it up.
double check us.
No.
Don't do that. How about a shout out to the Mummy family? Said we love Rockwall, number 64, Maddox Mummy.
Yep.
Let's go, Rockwall.
He's a big
Glad to
part
have
of
you
leading the
watching
way
us.
on this
Yes,
running game.
He is. Very
Boy.
good job up front.
That was the nice little fake there from Rickard. Then the jump pass over to Lamb. Very Tim Tebow-like.
Yes, sir, it was. Absolutely.
Rockwall now a little pooch. It's shorter. It's going to be fair caught at the 35-yard line. I thought that thing had a chance to hit the ground in another scramble, but Rockwall leading 29-7 with 9:59 left here in the second quarter. I want to remind everybody we will be showing you the Orange Wave Band on the Rest Haven halftime show.
Pretty proud of that group.
Oh, man. They're always at the competitions and always doing well at the competitions. I said it before and I'll say it again. When I was teaching, there was nothing cooler to walk into the building and hear the band playing as you're walking into the building as they're practicing. It was cool. Very cool. Other than seeing Trevor in the classroom. That was the coolest, you know.
Trevor agreed with you on that one.
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty cool. What'd you think, buddy? Yeah, you can.
I was
ahead.
muted. It was great seeing Billy all the time, and then not seeing him, and then seeing him again, then not seeing him.
Kind of like the broadcast here. Yeah. No, I'm back for good now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we've had to make some adjustments. Had to change some things. I had a tooth pulled this week.
I know what this is.
You had a mass removed
just
from your
the
neck.
back of my neck. By the way, it was just a cyst, but yeah, I did.
It's a
you
mass.
had a teeth taken out. You had a tooth taken out. So
Yeah, how old are we?
I know it.
Second down and 10 now for Forney. A no gain on the Osborne run. Play action. They're going to throw again on the post route. Undercut, not there. That's another touchdown. That's Jackson this time for the touchdown. Excuse me, that's Jahil.
That's him.
Sorry,
That's
Jahil with the reception and the touchdown.
Sixth touchdown of the year for Jahil.
Tit for tat. Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure. I just said it, and I'm like, oh, no. Can we say
I'm
that?
not sure whether or not. Yeah.
Well, it's said.
16 touchdown thrown for Peterson on the season. And as I mentioned, Jahil with his sixth touchdown of the year. So we talked about Osborne, what a great runner he is. He's got a couple of pretty fine targets in the passing game, man.
Well, this was
a couple of good options.
Coach Brooks was a little bit worried about. Of course, you know, he said we got to stop Osborne, but he's got some good receivers too. And boy, Peterson has really, really got a nice touch on that ball. That deep ball is really pretty that he throws. And that play action is just killing him.
I tend to think that maybe some football stuff's in his genes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That he's been around the game of football for a while.
Okay, here, this is what I love. How long have we been doing these broadcasts? 19 years?
Yes.
About 19
No,
years?
yes.
This is my wife decided this is the right time to ask me if I want to. When was your last physical?
I think she's asking me. That's what that was, because you just said I had a thing on my head. And if you remember correctly, go back 20 years ago.
When she made
She
you
used
go
to
to the
make my
doctor.
doctor's appointments.
That's for you.
Autumn, you'd be very, very happy. To answer your question, it was last week, as a matter of
Look
fact.
at that.
Maybe 20 years later, I start making those types of appointments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, she made them for you.
Yeah, she did back then. That's right.
Now, I don't go to Ron. Remember, we'd go to Ron Evans, and he's the dentist, and he would make us disrobe, which I thought was weird. I don't think that was right.
Oh,
But so we don't go to Ron anymore.
So hope Greg Priest is still listening. Yeah, do a follow-up text on that
does
one,
your
sir.
dentist make you do that?
No, I will say that's an unusual situation. So I mean, yeah, that was kind of weird. That was kind of strange. Then you'd wake up and your insurance guy would be there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Strange.
It's very weird.
The guy that would get me laughing gas would be out in the alley, out in the back.
Right, exactly.
Keep this up. I'm liking this Trevor thing. Keep that mic on. That's very good. I like that.
The Cinnamon Toast Crunch is still tops.
Yeah.
You didn't like it.
No, I was just giving him a hard time.
I thought it was excellent.
I got two older twin brothers. I deal with hard times all the
There
time.
you go.
Because his mom used to work with me at the county, and I could always count on her for some sort of a nerdy joke at some point during the week. And I'd say,
there you
Candy,
go.
really? But you just smile.
When
and
I
laugh.
when I had Trevor in class, it was during COVID, so I had to have the students do a lot of their work at home. He was the only one that did the work. Nobody else would do it.
They weren't doing that.
Here's Hart with the kickoff. They'll be taken at the 15-yard line and brought down at the 16. So Rockwall wanted to answer back now. It's a 29-14 ball game here for the Jackets. Couple big fourth down conversions for the Jackets here, David, with the fake punt, and then, of course, the 4th and 5 in the previous drive where they faked the, looked like maybe a pooch kick or maybe a quarterback draw, and then Reichert pops up, throws it to Lamb, who's having the game of his life so far tonight.
How about a shout-out right quick to our favorite Townsend?
Oh, Shelly
Townsend.
Like Caden,
she sent us a picture there. We're pretty big on Caden.
Yeah. It's a 5-receiver set here, and it's a wide receiver screen. Blocks are there. Duckworth's got it. He may go. He's to the 50 and finally pushed out of bounds. Defensive back had the angle, or Duckworth would still be running. But it's a big gain and a first down into Forney territory.
Yeah, we're pretty big on Caden, Shelly Townsend as well, but it's that Mike that kind of just...
Yeah. Mike's annoying.
It kind of irritates us, right?
Yeah. All right, this is Hatcher looking for room.
Look at the hole.
Actually, that's Hankins, Hankins, and he has a little bit of Chris Warren style
he
to
does,
him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's like kind of more of a lope, but he takes 2 steps and he's 10 yards down the field.
It's like he's just kind of leaning into the defense there.
I like it.
Did a good job with Mummy with a good push. So shout out to him and his family. There's Mummy with a good push up there on the up front.
Second and short, looking to throw is Rickard. Got a man over the middle, and he underthrows him. Had Johnson wide open on the deep dig.
No safety help over there either.
No.
Downfield covering the other receiver.
He had a touchdown.
Ouch.
So now 3rd and 1. Oh. Threw it right there at his shins, and Johnson couldn't bring it in. Now Castro's in at running back. On a 3rd and 1. And it's Castro's going to get the snap. He's going to fake the pitch. He's going to be stopped in the backfield. Tries to chuck the defender, but he will not. He's going to lose 3 yards. As Rickard had moved out to the wide receiver spot and left Castro alone. He faked the pitch, but that did not fool anybody on that defense. So now another 4th down, 4th and 4. Rockwall's got to get to the 37-yard line if they want to be chain movers. And we all want to be chain movers.
Yes, because, again, we've always talked about it. There's nothing better. That fresh, shiny, new first down. We got to get one right now. Got to have one.
New chain smell. 4th and 4. Rickard in motion again. He's going to go to the slot. Castro has it, and he's going to look for a block. And now he's going to throw it. He's hit as he throws it. It's intercepted at the 28. Coming back with it to the near side. And finally brought down back at the 27-yard line. A little trickery there that did not work out for Rockwall.
Trying to see who that was.
I know.
Is that 9? 9?
I believe so.
Yeah. 9 or 8?
I think that was actually 6.
Again, folks, we have no light, and so we can't get to our...
Number 6.
Say it. You can just say it if you got it. Yeah, go ahead.
Number 6.
All right.
So that was.
Oh, it's Thompson.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cornerback, defensive back there.
Yep. Let's give him credit. Castro's second pass of the season, first pick. His other one was incomplete. So now Forney down 15. 7:40 left in the second quarter. Can get this to a 1-score game if they can convert. Rockwall's got to watch out for that play action, because it has killed him twice. Here's Osborne. He avoids the tackle, and it's going to be hard to get him down, especially at the feet. But they're going to have a flag here at the end of the play. What'd you see, David?
I thought that was going to be a 40 player. But we will see.
It's going to be a face mask.
It's going to be the face mask on Rockwall. Okay. Might have been, again, the response to that, the reaction to that is what I saw.
15-yard penalty will move it even further. So, boy, momentum has really shifted here.
Mm-hmm. Again, you mentioned the hold and serve here, or holding that +1, that 2-touchdown lead.
Yep.
bit of pressure here on the defense. Hey, shout out to A.J. Nails. He held on for life, by the way, on the tackle. That was him over there with Osborne. Boy, he's tough to bring down.
And now it's going to be a pass here from Peterson. Heavy rush from Rockwall. That's Day trying to make him scramble to the right. He'll throw this one out of bounds. Ball boy cannot handle it over on the far side, so that's an incompletion.
Great coverage downfield, but you're right, that pressure forcing him out of the pocket. Led there by Day. Had a couple of other guys with him in pursuit.
Remember that we still have 7:13 left here in the second, but Rockwall, even though you think that they got the ball first to start the game, they got it on the onside kick, so they will receive to start second half. So second down and 10 for Forney. H-back will be over to the near side in the three-receiver set. No other back has come in. It's been Osborne all night. And it's going to be a quick hitch to the near side. Nice grab. Makes the defender miss, and he'll be pushed out of bounds, but not after he gets a first down on the 12-yard gain. That's Preston Jackson with another grab.
Very impressed with Preston. I didn't see who that was defending on the side. It was Nails.
Nails.
Rockwall Nails. Had the opportunity to be able to hold him out short, and you're right. Good job there by the receiver being able to break free and pick up those yards. He was held about 4 yards short of the first down after the catch.
I'm now glad we're outside. It's a nice night.
Just a great night to be hanging out on the patio.
I feel like I'm doing baseball with Tally. Got a tight formation with trips right on the line here on the near side. And it is a handoff to Osborne to the far side, to the weak side. A hurdle. What a play. And a 16-yard run by Osborne will get Forney inside the 20. What a run.
Hey, man, I tell you what, Billy, it's what I always love about seeing players like this go Jackets, right? 100%. Boy, it's fun to watch guys young men like that. That was an outstanding run. What a great read at the front. His cut, that quick reaction to cut outside to see where that little gap was. And then, of course, as you mentioned, that the jump at the end. Goodness gracious, he's fun to watch. The crowd responding.
Oh, yeah, the crowd. You can hear that roar as they saw what was happening.
You go back to those ideas of when we used to watch Jackson Smith and, things that he did. Whoa, how great that was. These guys have been able to watch Osborne here for a couple of years, make special plays like that.
Here he is. Oh, it's a play action. Throw into the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. A little long. Coverage got there late, but the pass was a little deep, and so second down and 10 for Forney with 6:34 left in the second. Reminder that we'll show you the Orange Wave Band at halftime. They'll be the first ones out there since we're the away team. So don't go anywhere. Just if you're going to go get your cereal, if it's Trix or if it's going to be Lucky Charms
or
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Wait till after the band.
Another text. Why don't you go ahead and text us and let us know, out of those three, what's your favorite cereal? How about that?
Okay.
We're going to text. So text us in at 972-639-6530. The nominations are Trix, Lucky Charms, or Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Well, I think you have to throw in Cocoa Puffs, too.
All right, you want to throw in that as an extra?
But the answer is Lucky Charms.
Hands down?
Hands down.
Is it? I'm going to tell you what, that Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I'm kind of pretty big on that one.
It bothers me they eat each other on the commercial. They're like cannibal toast. Here's another great run by Osborne. He'll step aside. A nice stutter step. Will take it in the end zone. Could get a flag on the taunting, but no flag.
He got pretty fortunate that I think he got out of there pretty quick. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was doing it, but he was moving.
It's a 19-yard run for the touchdown, and now Forney's within a score.
Man, that didn't even look like much effort.
Oh, my goodness. He's fast.
Just gliding down the field.
And just think about it, too. As the game goes, defense is going to be getting tired, and boy, he'll take advantage of that.
To tackle him. Yeah.
Here comes Hart for the extra point, and we got ourselves a good ball game going here. Good snap, good hold, and there's the extra point. So, with 6:24 left, your Jackets now only lead by 8, 29-21. They had a 22-point lead earlier in the ball game. Let's take a timeout. It's Jackets football on Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
I'm Erin Neal, the principal agent and owner of Hamby Insurance. I am passionate about serving the local community and the surrounding areas. My goal is to take the hassle out of buying insurance. I want to educate you on what you're buying and help you make an informed decision. Whether it's personal or commercial insurance, my team and I will be here every step of the way to make sure you are getting the satisfaction you need and the coverage you deserve. My promise to you is that we will never hard sell you insurance, use slick sales techniques, or pressure you into making a decision that you're not comfortable with. Call us today at 972-285-0381 to find the best coverage to fit your need. My commitment is to give you unparalleled service And remember, Hamby helps.
Welcome back. Apparently, I did not give a good enough shout out to my current wife. So Autumn, beautiful Autumn, who had her hair cut today and is eating my Lucky Charms. Glad you're watching.
Is that all of your? Are there any Lucky Charms left?
I
or will
don't.
that be
By
it?
the time I get home, there won't be.
There won't be.
I
bet there won't be
That's
now.
my late
the way
night
that you
snack.
decided to push your luck, I bet there are not going to be any left for sure now.
Hey, the Badgers are up 21-17 over those hated Burnett Bulldogs.
Are they?
Yep. Shout out to my sister Claudine, giving me the update there. How's West Mesquite doing?
I'm very good. 5-1, off tonight.
Oh, so they have the open week. I don't know why we just don't call it the bye like everybody else. Why does that have to be open for high school?
I'm sure that's what registered, like what the 2 minute.
Yeah, the
what
2 minute
What can we
timeout.
say during that? Yeah. What are we supposed to call it?
Edwards had a little room, but then he's stuck right at the 23, and that's where Rockwall will start.
I know we've said that a couple of times, but it is the case. There's lots of pressure here. Rockwall's offense needs to do something here.
Well, it looked like they were going to do something. They get this to the 30 of Forney, but it stalls on the interception from Castro on the trick play.
Again,
But I'm not complaining because I've been loving the trick plays.
No, I know it's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
But 22-0 was the score here for the Yellow Jackets, and of course, you said it. We knew this offense that could change quickly.
Well, don't forget, against these good teams,
yeah.
Heath had a 21-point lead against North Forney. Ended up going to overtime in that one. Fake the jet sweep, out route, and that'll be caught at the 30. That's Puffer. He's brought down immediately, but he'll hang on and get Rockwall 7 yards on that reception.
Very strong throw, man, across the field. Again, as we're seeing the replay on this.
That's a tough throw, man.
That is very tough.
Trips near side for the Jackets. They're going to snap it from the far hash. And that's Hatcher. Nice cut, but it will not get him to the marker.
Quick recovery there by the defender. That was on the outside, that linebacker. I think it was Young, wasn't it? Yeah, Xavier Young.
Quick snap. And now I hand off to Hatcher again. Looking for room. Sheds a tackler on that first down carry. Will get him 3. Set up 2nd and 7 for Rockwall.
All-out effort, man. Met into the backfield. Didn't give up. Impressive 3-yard carry there, fighting for what he could.
Have we talked about Mesquite Billy enough? I think he's getting angry.
He's upset down there. I tell you, he had a serial nomination a moment ago, from what I understand.
Oh, heavy penetration here from Forney. They saw that one coming, and Hatcher didn't have a prayer.
I'm impressed he ended up getting the ball in his hands. That defender, there was a couple of black jerseys in the backfield as that ball was snapped.
There's a great run blitz there from Forney. Now a 3rd and 9. Rockwall hanging on to a 29-21 lead. Hatcher will be to the right of Rickard. Hard count does not get Forney to jump. We're under 5 minutes left here in the second quarter. Now they're going to switch Lamb over to the far side in the H-back spot. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Looking to throws Rickard. Heavy rush from the outside. He's going to throw the go around. He's got a man. And it is caught at the 42. Breaks the tackle. Comes back to the 35, and that's where he'll be upended. But not before Leach gets a huge catch, a huge conversion, and they get into Forney territory at the 37-yard line.
Very nice job there. It was a little bit underthrown there, but the presence of Minor Rickard with all of that going on in front of him as we see the replay on that now. Everybody, those black jerseys into the backfield to stay strong, stay stood up, and be able to deliver the ball out there and give his receiver at least a chance to get it.
Quick out route, that's Petrino. He'll have a quick 5 yards on that reception.
We were talking about earlier in the season with North. You were talking about that North Forney with the big lead. It's just one of those type games. Remember, they were down double digits. Forney was to Royce City.
Right.
And then come back in that ball game with a big win. So you got to be going the whole time against this Forney team.
Play action. Now they're throwing it to the near side. Incomplete. Trying to hit Leach on the deep curl. And now it's a 3rd down and 6 for the Jackets.
So this Forney team has given up. It's been kind of a thing for those guys to allow teams to kind of get big leads on them, but they don't quit playing. They keep fighting throughout. So.
And it's going to be a keeper by Rickard. Gets the block, gets the 1st down, and he'll be brought down inside the, they're going to say right at the 25-yard line. Nice run from the senior quarterback.
My goodness. He hit that hole so quick. I think a couple of defenders. I'm not sure a couple of those guys that saw him actually that he came through there so quickly.
It's a read option there, and he made the right call, and he gets the 1st down. He'll come back in after getting the call on the sideline. Clock now under 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Rockwall trying to build that 2-score lead again. It's down to 8. with Forney coming back as we knew they would in a flurry. And it is a handoff here to Castro. He'll get through past the line of scrimmage. Looked like he was going to be brought down, but he just is patient, waits for the box to develop, and he'll end up with 3 yards.
It's fun to watch, man, because just that presence of mind to never quit. Found himself in the middle of all that traffic, kept pushing forward. Spin there at the end to pick up an extra yard. Takes anything he can.
2nd down and 7 for the Jackets. They need a score here. Play action. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted.
Well read there. Who's that in the inside there? That's James Priest, that senior. Will
linebacker.
Yeah, Will linebacker. Man, he sat there and read that from the.
Another 3rd down and long for Rockwall. Third down and 7.
Knew where that one was going.
Rockwall needs to get to the 15. Keep the drive moving. Looking to throw. It's going to be a screen, middle screen. It's caught by Leach. Gets the block. Counts it to the outside. Has to get through the defenders. He'll split them, but finally brought down, but not before he gets the 1st down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Jackets.
Yeah, very impressive. Again, was they caught that ball short of the 1st down. Not only knew exactly where he was, where he needed to get to pick up the 1st down. Love that extra effort. You're right. Being able to split those defenders. Knew he was going to get a hard hit on the back end of that play, but able to hold on to the football with 2 guys hitting him downfield.
It's 1st and goal for Rockwall from the 5. Castro in the backfield with Rickert, and it's going to be Castro. No, it's Rickert keeping it, gets the block, gets to the corner, and he'll walk the dog into the end zone. His 3rd touchdown on the ground for Brent Rickert.
My goodness, we bragged about him, and rightfully so. Again, what kind of an attack he's been. We've talked about his success throwing the football throughout the entire season, but, man, just over the last few weeks, what a weapon he's been with his feet. Great job again up front. The offensive line, Billy, just giving him something to work with. But
Talley and Lamb with big blocks over there.
Goodness.
So Rockwall now up 35-21. That all-important extra point now to get it to a 15-point lead instead of a 14-point lead. Good snap, good hold. They are getting close on the block, and that affected the kicker. He misses his 3rd extra point of the season, does Holland. So now we're back to the regular score of 35-21. Let's take a quick time out here and let's pay a couple bills.
Hi, I'm Zach Riddle with Riddle Brothers Roofing and Construction. We're proud to be your local roofing experts right here in Rockwall. Whether it's storm damage, a roof replacement, or just making sure your home is protected, we bring quality craftsmanship and a commitment to doing things the right way. We're also proud to support the Rockwall Yellowjackets this season because building strong roofs and building a strong community go hand in hand. From our family to yours, sting 'em, Jackets.
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here in beautiful Forney, Texas. One of the few teams that are the Jackrabbits.
Yes, sir. How about a shout out right quick to Bill and Ann Morton. Always watching, always texting. Usually get a longer message than that, right?
But normally you have to sit down and get a bookmark for all Ann's texts.
Take notes.
Yeah, take some notes. And I like to, I turn it into audio and just listen to it when I drive home. Okay, the Jackrabbits
yes, sir.
have a slogan. It's AKR. Do you know what that means? They had it on their blow-up when they came out.
Okay.
AKR stands for Always Keep It Rabbit.
Always keep it rabbit?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We have JFND. They have AKR.
AKR.
Another short kick from the Jackets. Fair catch, a little bit of confusion, but it'll be made there at the 29-yard line. So Forney has been really tough to stop on their last 3 drives for that Rockwall defense.
How much time is left over there?
2:41.
In the longest second quarter?
Yes.
This is gone on and on and on.
And we've had
on.
to stay. I don't stand normally, and I'm dying. I'm glad this pole's here and I can lean up against it. Forney's making this work.
This is crazy. No, go ahead. What were you wanting to say? Come on, throw it out there. Don't hesitate. Go with it.
I was hesitating because I was trying to come up with something, but I'm not seasoned enough.
Well, don't tell that part.
Well, don't do that
Don't tell that part. Just say it.
Unbalanced formation, trips right, and Peterson looks to throw. No rush, just a 3-man rush. Peterson has all day, and he's got a man on the deep end at the 44-yard line, and he'll take a couple defenders with him. That's Jahil all the way to the 46-yard line.
Hey, man, a good throw and a nice catch here by Jahil. Again, the defender quickly converging on him. He hit right as the ball was delivered. We're impressed that he was able to hold on to that.
2:30 left. Clock is running. Don't forget, we have the 2-minute timeout coming up. We can't say the 2-minute warning, even though I just said that. And it's another play action, and now they're going to do the out route here near side. Jackson Kane, hang on. That's actually Jahil again, excuse me. He can't bring that one in, yeah.
Nails defending.
So a second down, clock stops, 2:16 left. It's nice to be outside, though, with the
nature
and the bugs and the
humidity. And
one bathroom here for about 35 people.
There is quite a bit of people out here with us in our little, on our porch.
We are on a porch, we're not kidding. And no light. This time it is Osborne looking for room, right tackle, and he'll avoid 2 defenders, hurdle another.
Insane.
It's crazy. And they're going to say he's short of the first, I think. Yeah, about a yard short. So it's going to be 4th down. 3rd down, excuse me.
The defender on the ground there, able to reach up, looking to make nice stop, and well read there with him. Again, as you mentioned, another hurdle. Saw him with the 1 down.
Oh, impressive.
A high hurdle downfield.
Good crowd here for Rockwall.
Yeah, nice orange and white group traveling in orange and white.
Comes Osborne again, sidestep. He'll have the first down, shakes the defender. He's in the secondary. He's to the 20. That speed kicks in, and he'll finally be pushed out of bounds by A.J. Brown, but not before he gets inside the 10 all the way to the 6.
And again, you can see here, you mentioned it, again, with the defense, the top of a runner he is, how tough it's going to be with his speed and as physical as he is. What a challenge he is to tackle.
All right, we got the 2-minute timeout.
Later in the game, how tough that's going to be. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Let's take it with him. I mean, David seems like he had a story he wanted to tell, but we're going to interrupt it. And
we'll come back and I'll tell you later.
Okay. This is Yellowjackets football on Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
We are CallNet. We make steel landscaping products that are perfectly flexible, perfectly durable, so you can make your yard perfectly you. CallNet. Defined by steel.
Welcome back, David. You have something important to tell us.
Yeah, you know what? Texas Health Presbyterian of Rockwall is proud to serve the growing areas of Rockwall County, Kaufman County, Hunt County, Eastern Dallas County, Southern Collin County, and the outlying areas. In 2024, to meet the growing needs of our community, Texas Health Rockwall completed an expansion that doubled the size of our hospital, adding more patient beds, a level 1 NICU, cardiac cath labs, and expanded other departments, including labor and delivery, the operating room and the emergency room. Shout out, a big thank you for the investment in our community and helping keep Rockwall healthy. Nice job to Texas Health Rockwall.
So you just named like 6 counties there, and then they added an outlying areas.
Outlying areas. I don't know what's not in. Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. Just North Texas.
Yeah.
Right?
Is there areas that aren't a part of a county
that are not part? Well, yeah.
Jackson in motion. There's Osborne, and he'll dive for the end zone. They're going to say he's down to 1. And this works out for Forney unless Rockwall wants to take a timeout, because the clock will run here, and Rockwall, seeing if they have 1 timeout left. They're going to let it run. They may try to save it, but Forney's going to let that play clock go down, and it just starts now. So they'll get this thing down to about a minute before they snap it, if they allow the play clock to go down. There's still 13 seconds left here. 2nd and goal from the 1. Jackson in motion. And it is Osborne, and he is stuck and upended, and he is down at the 1. He doesn't get in.
Who was that took his?
That's up
to you.
Ashworth? It was.
Yeah, it was.
Let's go with Crashworth on that one.
It was.
Upends Osborne, and the Jackets not interested in stopping the clock here. Thought they would, at least to try to get something.
53 seconds left there.
Yeah. So 3rd down and goal from the 1. I'm assuming we're going to see. Could be a keeper from Peterson. Fake it to Osborne. And it's Osborne. He's in. 37 seconds left, and the second effort will give Forney their 27th point. So now that we're back to a just touchdowns and no extra, 2-point conversion numbers, where Rockwall had a 15-point lead a lot. Extra point come here from Forney.
Osborne, the second touchdown of the night.
Forgot to mention, too, that we don't have any light. We're on a porch. And there's really no Wi-Fi.
No.
Uh-oh, we had a penalty on that last play.
It's like they're coming to have the conversation on this side.
Osborne with 122 yards so far, averaging just under 9 yards a carry tonight.
Which is his season average.
And I think that's before he scored there. I don't think they've updated it yet. They are talking to Coach Fleener about the penalty. So it must have been against Rockwall. Oh.
Wow.
Personal foul against Forney. Okay.
That was against Jahil, the receiver.
Uh-huh. All right. Let's see if that helps Rockwall with 37 seconds left when they get the ball back. They'll be kicking off from about the 25. Extra point from Hart is good. David, if I had some insurance problems and I needed good insurance, what would I do?
Well, I mean, you'd have one of the first things that I would think about. You're talking about Jacob Rhodes?
Yes.
Is that who you'd like to go see?
Yes,
well,
that's a good option.
And there'd be some questions that I have for you. First of all, is your home insurance rate double the last few years?
Yes.
Talk to Jacob Rhodes, your trusted broker at Smith Allen Insurance. Born and raised in Rockwall, he's a class of 2023 graduate at Rockwall High School and is committed to finding the best rates along with top-notch service. Whether it's your home or auto insurance, Jacob takes the time to understand your needs and tailor coverage to fit your life. You can contact him at 214-460-3638. Again, 214-460-3638. Or email him at jacob@smithallen.com. Smith Allen Insurance, your local reliable partner to help protect what matters most to you.
You know, we said this before. Jacob is the best of all the roads.
Yes.
You know. Mm-hmm. Blake, wheels
I was gonna
off.
say, it's kind of not close, is it?
No.
Yeah, right?
You don't know what you're getting with Blake. I love giving him a hard time because there's probably not a nicer man.
Always smiling.
Oh, yeah.
Just very nice.
So great. But I had Jacob as a student, had Trevor as a student. All of them are doing well. Jackson, he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Up in Seattle.
Yeah.
I guess. I hadn't heard anything. Is he doing all right?
Maybe most receiving yards.
Oh,
you know
actually, Jackson wasn't a student of mine, but he was with me a lot on
your
Jacket TV.
Jacket TV, right? Yeah. Hey, about a shout out right quick. Bob Johnson, grandfather to Kai and Case Cavan, watching. It was 85-inch TV. He had to throw that. He had to throw that in there too.
85-inch. Kai was a student of mine.
There you go.
Kai was a student.
So glad to have him watching, as always.
Saw Kai not too long ago at church. Or was it when I was reading the Bible to the blind? I can't remember if he was there.
You get confused?
I don't remember. I get confused with all my community work.
Touching lives, making a difference.
Making a difference. Good kick here from Hart, but it could go out of bounds. It does. Boy, that really gives Rockwall
big break.
A big opportunity now. 37 seconds. That's a good amount of time. Got one timeout left. Leading by 7. I'm telling you, David, we knew this when they went up 22-0. It was one of those like, hey, don't think it's going to be this way the rest of the ball game.
There's a reason why you're doing that stuff.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Take advantage of the opportunities. That's what you're supposed to do. But you knew this offense Jackrabbits to get on track.
Hey, but you didn't know this, but look over to your right. See if Mesquite Billy can do it. He's sleeping, but see if Mesquite Billy can get – hello. Over here, we got a great mountain scene. I didn't even know we had mountains in Forney.
In Forney?
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's just not going to show it.
Well, I'll tell you what he just did to you.
Yeah. Are you not going to show it?
It's like, all right, I'll show it.
Yeah. It's like, no wonder. There, see? We're kind of – be cool if we all work together. It'd be kind of nice.
Get on him, man.
I said, are we going to show the mountains? And Mesquite Billy just shook his head no. Because that means I'd have to turn it about 3 inches. Not now. Nothing's happening right now.
You're gonna have to intercede. This is why you're the big guy, director.
Yeah, he makes 2 games. Mesquite Billy does, and now all of a sudden he's just shaking everybody off. Another out of bounds. Make him kick it again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the credentials quite yet.
No, but you were showing him how to do stuff earlier. That's what got him on a bad mood right now. Look at him. He ain't even wearing a hat. He's lost hair. He's rubbing his eyes.
I don't tell people. I just ask very politely.
Okay. All right. Well, that's not what Mesquite said. He said, "Who's this whippersnapper
who's
coming in here?
This youngster."
Yeah. Thinks he can just eat fudge and come in here and tell me what to do.
How I'm supposed to do my job.
I'm not doing it.
I was cameraman when you.
When I come in here every 8th game, I expect to have it my way.
Hey, no fudge today.
It will be my way.
Just cold CC's pizza. That's really it.
Yeah, we all had the CC's pizza. Yeah.
I think we have a timeout here.
Yep, Forney taking the timeout because pretty soon they're going to kick off from the goal line.
The conversation's going to be, let's not kick it out of bounds again because you just mentioned it. We can only go so far back, guys.
Hey, kicker, you have one job.
We can't kick it on the end.
Try to keep it in the field of play.
We can't kick it from the end in the end zone here.
Be cool if, there's a timeout, nothing going on. If we could show some mountains, that'd be kind of cool. But look at him. He's on his phone, not even looking at the camera.
Well, he's
going to get the same amount of money we are. He's going to get the same pay that we do.
It's an interesting format.
It is.
Kind of like redistribution.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll just.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wish I could just sit and look at my phone during the ball game.
Just get paid.
You know what? You got 3 guys that are blue collar up here.
Hard-working fellas.
Hard-working.
Look, a Hall of Famer.
Okay, now Forney's going to kick off from their own 15. I think this is the deepest I've ever seen a kickoff.
This is a trip. Yeah, that timeout was all about, hey, listen, we can do one thing only we cannot do. We cannot do this.
Oh, my goodness.
Best we can. Get the idea of pinning that dude over in the corner. But
yeah, now it's going to be half the distance if he does it again.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if this stays in play. It's right down the middle.
There you go.
This is going to be Edwards taking it at his 25.
Good kickoff.
Looks for a block, takes it to the left side, up the hash, and he'll be slung down.
Woo,
nice tackle.
Good coverage, man.
But Rockwall will have it at the 43-yard line.
We got 32
with 30
seconds.
seconds
30 is what that is, 30? Okay.
Yeah, the 0 means just
I can't
30.
see it. And I don't know what would make
so
you
you
think
just wing it when you look at a clock?
Well, I just looked over there right there. I thought that was a 2. I really did. But again, let me tell you something.
Well, there's a big
no
pole.
Big deal to make fun of my eyes because it's not that big of a. I mean, yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'm like,
Both of
I
us
don't
are freaking out with no light and trying to look at our stats. And I think I could have made these stats a little smaller if you wanted me to.
Tell you what, we've been doing this, 19 years now?
Years.
We show up every week.
Yep.
And we discuss a new element. And that's where we're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, man. Let's see what Rockwall does here. That's Hatcher in the backfield with Rickert. And they're going to hand it off to Hatcher, see if he can get something going. He will not get much. He's going to get about 3 yards. Rockwall still has the timeout, and they will take it.
There you go. And again, remember, Rockwall will receive.
Yeah. You can at least try a long field goal, maybe. I mean, it is a little risky if it gets blocked. Or the passing game has been working tonight.
Good weapon, very good. Some good weapons, some good options out there.
Okay.
So what other thing you can do to get the ball into Jet Lamb's hands?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's been going crazy tonight.
What were you going to say?
He's been putting some sauce on, a little lamb sauce.
Yeah, see, there we go. Yeah. You like that one?
I do.
All right.
Yeah, see.
Do you have any liners left?
Trevor's the only one that has gotten on the air to tell us, I have nothing.
I have nothing. He wasn't going to mess around with it. He wasn't going to confuse nobody. I have nothing. Right?
Oh, that's good. I enjoyed that.
At least there's always a first time for everything.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
So you could say I'm the first person who's been clueless here.
Oh, no. You're not the first to be clueless.
No, buddy, we got a few
You're the
stories.
first one to admit to being clueless.
And what does that make me?
Hey, yeah. A very honest young man, Trevor.
Yep.
We appreciate that. We've had many discussions about weird.
Where are you going with this?
Going with the 49-yard line, Billy. The,
that's
or the 52-yard
heavy
line.
rush.
Where I was going.
Outrock got a man.
Get out of
Caught at the
bounds.
39 and out of bounds. That's Johnson, I believe, with the grab. Nope. Oh, that was Wiley with the grab. Excuse me. Boy, he's going to be good. He's only a sophomore.
As you mentioned, one timeout left, so
got out of bounds.
Try to do something, cut this in half maybe. If you don't get into the end zone, as you said, use that timeout and get a field goal.
Well, they've used them up.
I'm sorry, you're right on that last one, but hit it out of bounds like that again.
Play action. Rickert looking to throw. Now he's going to dodge the rush, throw it out route here, caught by Johnson. Clock will run. He did not get the first down. They're going to try to snap it here and spike it. Hurry, hurry, hurry. 3, 2, 1. They ain't going to make it.
If he did, he barely made it.
He did not make it.
Nope. End of the half.
Yeah. That's tough. At that point, you just got to run the play if you had one. That's tough. All right, so it's been a great first half, though, folks. Rockwall up 35-28 in a doozy of a ball game that means everything to both teams to try to keep a head up in that playoff race. Let's take a quick timeout, and when we come back, we will watch the Orange Wave Band. This is now officially the Rest Haven halftime show.
You know that Rest Haven has been a part of this community for over 50 years. Dwayne and Ann Kane founded this business in order to take care of the families in the community. I've taken on that, and I want to keep doing it for each and every one of you. I grew up here in Rockwall, and it's important to me that this community continues to operate the way it always has. That is neighbor taking care of neighbor. When I lost my dad, Rest Haven took care of my family, and it is my intention to take care of as many families as I can in the future.
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium here in Forney. It is now time to watch the Orange Wave Band and the Stingerettes for your halftime entertainment, brought to you by Rest Haven Funeral Home. So step back and enjoy. Oh, my goodness. 24-21. Rodney was worried about it. He said, I'm worried that they're getting, he goes, we jump up in the rankings. He says they do an article about me in the paper because I think it's into their head. And I'm worried about them eating the cheese. Oh, but now we can do this.
Award-winning national champion Dolphins and Gridiron, the Rockwall High School Stingerettes. The Stingerettes are led onto the field tonight by the Stingerette officer, Lieutenant B.O. Welch, Lieutenant Michael Harris, Lieutenant Elise Guyton, Lieutenant Cassie McCabe, and front and center, the captain, Miss Bella Rodriguez. Tonight, we would like to thank our Stingerette Platinum sponsor for working with dancing artists. Don't Bill Wilkinson General Contractors, Old Bank, Texas, Lakeside Allergy Farms, Factory Spec Home and Pool Inspection Services, by Metal Manufacturing Company, Red Hero Solutions, Rockwall Thorough Surgery, Toothaches, Pet Remagen, Travis Martin, State Farm. We thank you for your generous support of the Stingerettes. And now, the Stingerettes will perform a farm routine to Tick, Tick, Boom.
What did you say? Tick, boom. What? I just saw tick, boom. I said tick, tap. That's legal. I can say that. I'm going to say it again in the second half. I'll say we let him watch the film. I guess it is. Are we already done?
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, we proudly present the Rockwall High School Orange Wave Band. Tonight, the Orange Wave presents 2025 production Retro Sonic.
No, it's still us.
Yeah. Number 7. Steve rocks the 4 section. Radio and everything right there. The section of the week is the trombone section. They
said they can hear us still talking.
Oh, it's because of the mic. That's right there.
Okay. I thought we turned it down. Did you turn it
The
down?
all mics are muted.
Okay, but you're in the crowd mic?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rockwall High School Orange Band. Trade. Rough Angels are Chloe Jehovah, Lily Elizabeth, Max Smith, Landon Sloan. Rockwall ISD Fine Arts Director is Ben Sunrat. Rockwall High School Principal, Ben Sunrat. Rockwall ISD Superintendent of Schools, Dr. John Ford. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rockwall High School Orange Band.
It's really good. I ate there at least probably once a week. Any of the quesadillas they have, you can get potato salad. Those are really good salads. That's usually what I get. I'll get the buffalo bacon and then the salad. That's kind of what I do.
And now, entering the field, the fabulous Flair of Forney, 5-time tops in Texas, 8-time national grand champion, 2024-25 back-to-back NDA national champions, Forney High School High Steppers. High Steppers officers are Senior Lieutenant Mariah Ramirez, Senior Lieutenant Allison Boyd, Senior Lieutenant Caitlin Shumpert, and in the front and center, Senior Captain Macy Norvell. Social Captain Jerriana Diffie. Socials Taylor Duvall, Chloe Jeffers, Harrington Lyda. Social media, Bailey McCarter and Kylie Shumpert. Foundation and Children's Lighthouse. Texas Fitness LLC. Norvell and Company Real Estate. Ron Sparks Inc. Stonehouse Mortgage. Elizabeth Cantu Team Realtors. Specialty Rolled Metals. Legendary Electric and J.S. Helbig and Sons. Thank you for your continued support and go Jackrabbits!
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, we proudly present your Forney Band. Sophia Wynn and Don Yampao. The Forney Band will be performing their 2025 field production entitled The Unforgiven, featuring the music of Mozart, Beethoven, Ennio Morricone, Johnny Cash, and Metallica. Featured soloists tonight will be Jason Newton, Holden Allen, Brody Bryant, Jason Newman, Colin Fowler, Dylan Traylor, Harold Gordon, Dave Ganesh, and Olivia Stevens. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Pride and Excellence and Honor from Within, your Forney Band.
right, welcome back to Citibank Stadium as the two bands entertained us there. We're sorry about the talk in there you may have heard. We have a crowd mic that's catching everything on the deck here with us and the camera guys and
coaches coming and going.
Coaches,
both sides of us. This was the place to be here for about about 30 minutes, wasn't it?
It was. So anyway, but if we drowned out a little bit of the music, we apologize. But we're not used to having the crowd mic right next to us, as we're not used to being outside.
Yeah.
So anyway, David, you got some numbers for us?
Absolutely. Let's talk about stats from the first half. Of course, at the game, and at the half, 35-28, Rockwall with a 7-point lead. Jackets had jumped out to a 22-0 lead there in the first quarter rather, and outscored 28-13 in the second quarter to get us to that 35-28 score. As far as stats are concerned, 257 yards of total offense for Forney in the first half, 142 through the air, and 115 yards on the ground. The quarterback Nelson Peterson, 4 of 8, so only attempted 8 passes, completed 4 of those for 50%. Completion percentage for 142 yards. I was going to throw that in there,
David. That's 50%.
That math stuff's cool, isn't it?
Yep.
142 yards and those 2 touchdowns. Mari Jahil had the 2 catches, 2 receptions for 81 yards. One of those was one of the touchdowns, and then, of course, Preston Jackson had the 2 other catches for 61 yards and 1 touchdown. Rushing the football, it has been all Javian Osborne, as he's got 15 carries for 123 yards, averaging 8.2 yards every time he touches the football, and has scored the 2 touchdowns. We'll mention on the season that's right about what his average is every time he touches it. So 8.2 yards. Again, 257 yards of total offense for the Jackrabbits. For Rockwall, 370 yards of total offense for the Jackets in the first half. 245 through the air and 125 on the ground. Rickert was 14 of 19 for 218 yards and threw for the 1 touchdown. Rockwall did have an interception. It was Castro, and he was in there and collapsed on him quickly and threw that one up for grabs. So that was that interception that stands out there for the Jackets. That was from that pass from Castro. Leading receiver, Jet Lamb, 3 catches for 93 yards and the 1 touchdown. What a weapon he's been for the Jackets in the first half, Billy. Mm-hmm. Luke Leach has 3 catches for 53 yards. Jacoby Hankins, 1 catch for 27 yards. Ryan Wiley, 2 receptions for 22 yards. Jaden Petrino, 2 catches for 21 yards. A.J. Hatcher has 2 catches for 16. Kendall Johnson has a reception for 8 yards and 1 catch for 5 yards for Braden Parker. A.J. Hatcher cleared the football 9 times for 46 yards, averaging a little bit over 5 yards per carry every time he touches it. Jacoby Hankins, 2 carries for 42 yards. Brent Rickert, the quarterback, carried it 8 times for 30 yards in the first half, but 3 of those, 3 touchdowns on the ground for Brent Rickert. Caden Castro, 5 carries for 15 yards, but one of those was a big one, as he was able to get into the end zone as well. So once again, Rockwall, 370 yards of total offense versus the 257 for Forney, with 125 on the ground and 245 through the air.
So remember, too, Rockwall got 2 extra possessions because of the 2 onside
Absolutely.
kicks. And so that was a huge deal.
In fact, Billy, total plays was another one that kind of stood out. I'm glad you transitioned over towards that. Because of those extra possessions, 46 plays for the Jackets versus 25 for the Rabbits.
Right. So, and then Rockwall will get the ball here, or at least receive the kick, to start the second half, unless Forney wants to try a little onside action to get this one started here in the second half. I want to thank you all for sticking with us. I want to thank those the Orange Wave Band and the Forney Jackrabbits Band. They were both outstanding. Really good shows. And both are always competing and doing well in all the competitions, too. So congratulations to them. So Hart ready to kick this one off. And it is a squibber, not an onside. They'll let it go until Edwards gets it at the 6-yard line. Looks for a block. Good coverage from Forney, and he'll be brought down at the 15-yard line. So good job there by the Forney special teams. They struggled to in the half when they kept kicking it out of bounds, giving Rockwall a chance there at the late in the second quarter. But let's see what Rockwall does here, hanging on to a 7-point lead. Reminder that they had a 22-point lead to start this one until Forney started getting on track. And then it's been going back and forth, and Forney getting the upper hand as far as scoring goes in the second quarter. And the running back to start this one will be Hatcher for the Yellowjackets. He'll be to the left of Rickert with the 3-receiver set, and Lamb will be your H-back to the far side. That's Leach in motion out of the slot. And it's going to be Hatcher looking for room, trying to find some. Nothing there. He'll meet the defense behind the line of scrimmage and lose 2 yards to start this drive.
And Caleb Wingfield, the big defensive end, leading those efforts there for Forney. And you're right, he was patient, trying to find something to pop, but there was just nowhere to go as the defense was ready for that one.
Second down and officially a 12 for Rockwall. They're going to try to see if Hatcher can get some of that back. He will. He'll get past the original line of scrimmage and move the ball all the way up to the about 17-yard line to set up a 3rd down and 7 for Rockwall. They have to get to the 24 to get those new chains. You got Duckworth and Leach as your 2 receivers near side. Showing blitz is Forney. It's a keeper by Rickert, and he is tattooed in the backfield. Brought down for a loss, and Rockwall looks like they're going to go 3 and out. Well read by the Forney defense.
Yeah, Forney defense was ready for that one. That was Landry Hopkins. Mike linebacker, well read into the backfield and nowhere to go for the Jackets. And you're right, it's going to put Rockwall in a spot to where they're going to have to punt here on that first possession. And again, with those extra possessions in that first half, that was a big part of this thing for Rockwall to jump out to that 22-0 lead, Billy. And holding serve 3 and out. Give Forney a big opportunity here.
Yeah. Rockwall had an opportunity when they got the ball back with 37 seconds left in the, it's a shank on the punt. So this is going to give Forney outstanding field position where that thing may have barely got past the first down marker. See where they marked this one out of bounds. I think they're giving them a little bit more than what it was.
I think that's a friendly mark right there.
Yeah, let's see where they end up marking it. Yeah, that's
we'll take
a good mark for Rockwall. I think that thing went out of bounds around the 35 at best.
You hear the Forney reaction to that spot.
Yeah, even the coaches are like,
what in the
are
world?
you kidding me? That thing went out of bounds. And they did. It went out of bounds.
That's crazy.
Way shorter.
That is crazy. He's going to want an explanation, and I don't blame him.
No.
On that one. Let me hit a couple of scores in the district. One that's kind of closer than I think we anticipated. Rockwall Heath with a 3-point lead at 24-21 over those Fighting Bulldogs from Roy City. And then Longview's expanded their lead. It's 34-13 over Tyler Legacy here in the third quarter.
Reminder that the referee is Joe Davola, also known as Crazy Joe Davola. So you don't know what you're going to get there.
Might have earned that.
Yeah, but this is a
name on that one.
Rockwall will pleasantly take this.
I was going to say, now we'll stand by it.
Yeah.
We think he made the...
Okay, they're going to reset it. It's still not great for Forney.
He gave him a yard, right? 2 yards?
Yeah, I think they gave him 2.
Okay, well.
That's still way short
now
of the mark.
dropping, right? Is that what he said?
I think that's what he said.
Here.
Hey, that's Crazy Joe Davola. You don't want to get him upset.
You can have it at the 40, guys.
Right. It's almost like they had a compromise. Like, okay, fine, we'll give you the 40.
Wheeling and dealing.
Yeah. It's like a plea bargain. And they're still discussing it. Jay Peterman is the head official, but that's where they're going to mark it. Osborne will be to the left of Peterson. Now they're going to have 2 H-backs in the backfield to block for Osborne, and a great defensive play by Wade Day coming in and getting him in the backfield. A tackle for loss for Wade.
There's a frustration here. There's a flag, and I'm waiting to see which Jackets are going to think the frustration was on the offensive side of the football, but
that's the 3rd TFL there for Day.
Boy, he was quickly into the backfield too, man.
And it looks like they will mark it off against Forney. At least the officials are facing that way. Let's see. Yep. Personal foul against Forney. One of the linemen. You got a lineman doing a personal foul with Crazy Joe Davola out there?
He's going to get caught every time, right?
Yep.
Little frustration up there in the trenches. And
so here you go. You got Rockwall looking like they had a great opportunity to start this half and get that 2-score lead back. They don't. Forney gets a great opportunity on the shank punt. They get a bad spot, but then the penalty is going to move them back all the way to their own 43-yard line.
That would have hurt.
And that should be post-play, I think. Yeah, it's second
down.
Yeah. It's about 2nd down and 27 now for for Forney. They got the trips near side. Osborne in the backfield. They're looking to throw. Rockwall brings 5 on the pressure. Nothing there. He's going to throw it deep, and it's overthrown. Had a man. That was Jahil.
Man, he's quick.
Yeah.
And what a strong throw. You're right. It's way over his head. Tell you what, they got away with a hole up front.
Well, they've already moved them back a lot.
Yeah.
Let's be happy with third and 27.
Part of that compromise a moment ago.
Could be.
Was that negotiated?
Yeah.
You know what? You can have a hole on this next one. And we'll let it go.
What was that back in the Missouri compromise?
I have to figure out which compromise we're going with. The Missouri compromise.
Yeah, we want to bring history in as much as possible. Rockwall looking.
It's an educational experience.
Yeah, of course. See if they try a screen pass here. Actually, they're just going to hand it off to Osborne, see what he can do. Boy, he's got moves.
That's ridiculous.
And he will finally be brought down at the 50. Give him about 7 yards on the carry, but it looks like now Forney will have to punt on their first possession. They had something promising going and could not take advantage. And you know what? I know these coaches, both sides, all coaches, high school coaches, the one thing you hear from them is there ain't nothing like coaching a teenage kid. It's so unpredictable.
No matter how talented.
It's just,
there's a lot, those intangibles. It's like parenting one of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Boy, it's so easy to parent. You've had 2, I've had 2, and just a cakewalk with the teenagers.
Yeah.
Look at this punt. It goes in the end zone. Boy, it was almost another nice one. But it will go in the end zone. Rockwall will take over at the 20-yard line. 9:20 left here in the third. No change of score. Both teams have had an opportunity, and both have Rockwall just got stuck in their first drive, but Forney had an opportunity there, could not take advantage.
Big personal foul called against them too earlier to kind of offset things.
And the bad call on the shank.
Yeah, they didn't get a good break on that one. So.
That drive should have started in field goal range.
Yeah, exactly. And the compromise just didn't go their way.
No.
It's very strange.
Maybe they can look up Missouri compromise and see how that went.
See how that negotiation worked, and maybe bring some of that to the table next time.
Yep. So Rockwall with their second drive of the half. They're going to give it to Castro, and that Forney defense is there again. Now, what is a herd of jackrabbits? Do we know? Isn't that a weird thing for a group of rabbits? What's the name of a group of rabbits? We need to find that out.
Check it out. You don't just give me the shrug.
Yeah.
Find out what
You're not Mesquite Billy. You don't just ignore us and shrug us off.
You got to check it out for us. See if you can find it and see if or maybe we got a listener or viewer ready.
Oh, man, and Castro has nowhere to go. He's going to end up getting 2 yards.
Getting this Forney defense are giving up right at 200 yards per game on the ground.
Okay.
Very tough tonight.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
It's a fluffle.
That's right.
It's a fluffle or
Is that
colony.
what you had? What'd you call it?
I got it. It's a large, long-eared hare native to the western U.S. and Mexico.
We'll have to come back to you in here.
Yeah, we got football going on, Trevor. And that screen pass does not work. So Rockwall will have to punt second consecutive series here. It's a fluffle or a colony.
I think you were describing what a jackrabbit.
Right, you went with the jackrabbit edition. We know what that is.
Well, this is also football, not a biology class. You know what I mean? So.
Well, you just shortchanged us there because we like to educate people on this. Wait till you do a ball game with me and Tally. You're going to get educated. I mean,
There's
it may not
no
be
telling what that is, but
you won't have right information, but you're going to get educated.
It'll be delivered.
Yeah.
Firmly,
but not correctly.
Directly.
Yeah.
Another punt.
We went back to the double punter.
Got to try something, man.
Yeah, and there's a nice
That's
rugby-style kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. Nice job there.
Good tilt for the field position there.
So Rockwall will send Forney back to their own 34-yard line to start their second drive. So what have we learned? We've learned about the Missouri Compromise. We've learned that a group of rabbits is a fluffle.
Or a colony.
And I can say tit for tat.
Yes.
I think it's legal. So
we're going with that. That's our interpretation of it. We do believe that's legal. And, hey, shout out to you. You worked it in the second half. That was good.
I told you I would. Oh, man. Oh, we have to give a shout out to Mike Townsend, who's going to be helping us in the future.
Yes, he is going to help us out with the crowd. He's going to help make our crowd mic better next time.
He is.
With an investment.
Play action, pass overthrown.
Ouch.
Oh, man. A lot of contact there, but already after it's out of bounds, that was intended.
Over there on the bench.
It was intended for the water boy. That was Jahil, the intended receiver.
Up over on the track.
Yeah. Good crowd there for the Jackets. Be cool if Mesquite Billy showed the crowd, but I'm not even going to ask.
Well, he doesn't even acknowledge you anymore.
No, he doesn't. Handoff here to Osborne. He'll be held up by his own lineman, but he'll still surge ahead for about 3 yards. He'll get past the 35 to the 37 and a half. So let's say 3rd down and 6.5.
Stoner on the bottom of the pile.
Stoner's doing great on defense. You know, we're so used to him as the H-back the last couple of years, but really has done well at that defensive end position. Jackrabbits have to get to the 44. And if you don't know what a jackrabbit is, Trevor told you earlier. Trying to get Rockwall to jump, and now there's the snap. Peterman looks to throw. 5-man rush, got a man wide open near side. And open space, 1st down. First catch there for Merksen. That's only his 3rd catch of the season, but it's a big one to give Forney a 1st down in Rockwall territory to the 42-yard line. I'm just mesmerized that this scoreboard has video.
It's so cool.
Because we're not used
to it. Again, as I mentioned,
home.
It's a distraction. If it wasn't for this pole right here in my way, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
With that.
I didn't think that was allowed since we don't have it. Another throw here, wide open receiver. It's Jackson making the grab. He loses his footing. Might have had a few more yards with it, but he'll go down after getting about 6 yards on that reception.
3rd reception of the night for him.
He is all pink, too. He is loaded up with
he
pink.
Is. The socks and the undershirt.
And, of course, Osborne has the pink taping on the shoes. 2nd down and 6. Osborne looking for room. He's got so much room on the outside, and he's tripped up. That probably was a touchdown, and I believe it was his blocker that tripped him up.
He knows it, too.
Yep.
Went off tackle, and he was something else, man. 2 touchdowns on the ground tonight for him. Sorry.
That was Benny Williams with the tackle for Forney.
Thank you, Benny.
That is a 1st down, though. 29-yard line is the new line of scrimmage for Forney. They're going to go with the tight formation. You got 2 H-backs, actually the one on the left, but you got Williams in at the H-back spot on the far side. And they're just going to load it up and let Osborne run, and he does. He's going to get short of the marker, but past the 25 or inside the 25 to the 23, running some time off the clock. We're already down to 5 minutes left here in the 3rd. I think we're going to have a nail-biting finish here, David.
I think so. And again, as we mentioned earlier, Forney's found themselves in the position that they were tonight's game in at least 3 games so far where they're down early by double digits and have come back. And again, we know what that is. It's a recipe, a whole lot of Osborne in the second half. Big, long runs that'll wear down a defense and work that clock. And in those 3 games for Forney, they've come back and won.
Pitch to Osborne. Rockwall reads it well. Brown in there with a swarm of Jackets, also Chaplin and Lawyer. So Castro in there.
Yes, sir, he was. Castro was part of it.
Putting his head in there. So another 3rd down here for Forney.
A.J. Brown also involved in that one. That's what you got to do. You got to hurry to get – everybody's got to get to the ball when Osborne's got it because score from anywhere.
All right, trips to the right side. They're going to snap it from the near side. Slot man in motion. He'll set up to block for Osborne, and he's got it, looking for room, and he will be brought down short of the 1st down. Had to get to the 19. They're going to mark him at about the 21 and a half. So it'll be a 4th down that I'm sure they're going to go for. And if you got to, and that's the other thing, David, you talk about their double-digit comebacks Forney has had. You have to think a big part of it is they can wear this defense down with Osborne.
Absolutely.
And he makes a huge difference, I'm sure, more in the second half than in the first half. And that's what we're seeing here. 4th and 2, slot man in motion, and they're going to hand it off to Osborne, and he will have the 1st down. He may have a touchdown. He will. Takes it all the way in. I don't think he was touched.
Wasn't.
And pending the extra point, this could be a tie ball game late here in the 3rd quarter.
3rd touchdown of the night for Osborne. 17th of the season.
Hart will come in for the extra point. Reminder, Rockwall had a 22-point lead to start this one, but it was very early.
And you said it wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
it's not going to be enough. Don't everybody go away.
Don't think that this is going to be a blowout, and here we are. And the missed extra point is becoming a little bit more damaging for the Jackets because we're now tied when that extra point could come in handy a little bit later on. Let's take a quick timeout. When we come back, let's see if that Rockwall Jackets offense can get untracked.
Shop an exceptional selection of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles at Rockwall Ford, the home of rock bottom pricing. With hundreds of new vehicles, we're sure to have the right one for you. And when your vehicle needs to be serviced, schedule your appointment online with our master certified technicians. Your next Ford is waiting for you at Rockwall Ford. Log online for your rock bottom deals. Just click, print, and buy. Shop the Rock today. I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
Billy Quentin along with David Elizabeth Sweet to my left, and we got Trevor Webb. And I got a message here from Mesquite Billy to tell him his oldest is watching and says hi. It says Ashley.
Ashley's watching, wants to say hi, tell
says
you
hi
hi.
to you.
She said you're your oldest.
Yeah, we're
Ashley's
giving a
watching,
hi
tell
to
you
Mesquite
hi.
Billy. Ashley's watching, and she said I have to say sir. So.
And didn't she say something about I have to address him as father?
Right, I have to address him as father, dearest.
He said that grandbaby better be in bed, is what he just said.
Yeah, well, he's throwing orders around. And I think there's another one on the way, possibly. So, congrats to the Mesquite family, Mesquite Billy family.
You think that's what they go by?
And Trevor asked him earlier, this is the first time Trevor's met him, and he said, do I call you Mesquite? And Mesquite Billy said, no, Billy. I'm like, no. Mesquite Billy's his Christian name.
There's only
you
one
go
option.
with the Christian name.
I think where Trevor was going, because, he's trying to go with his elders. Does he have to call him Mesquite or Mr. Mesquite Billy?
Mr.
You know what I
Mesquite
mean?
Billy, yeah. Because Trevor's a young pup.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though he's taller than all of us.
I know it. I told him earlier that, again, in the second half, we'll probably see him when Billy starts getting out his medals and all that stuff, starts wearing them.
You're going to hear it on the crowd mic.
Yeah, you'll have to adjust if they start hitting the crowd mic.
What's the opposite of the runt of the litter? If I'm just
There you go.
compared to everybody else.
It's a keeper by Ricker. They had the 5 receiver set, but well read by the Forney defense.
They're ready,
bring him
aren't
down
they?
for a loss.
They are ready, man.
So a little bit of a halftime adjustment might become a big halftime adjustment for this Forney defense. Rockwall has not moved the ball since this second half started, and we're closing in on the end of the third quarter. We're going to go under 3 minutes left in the third. Now we're tied. Now looking to throw is Rickert. Got a little time. Going to throw to the middle. Got a man. Puffer makes the grab at the 35-yard line. Nice job as he had to go to the ground to bring it in.
He was determined to get that one, man.
Yeah, and glad there's no replay.
I think that one might have.
I think he got it, but it could have been close. I think it's one of those, did the ground help or not? We're so far away that, we can touch Highway 80. Here we go. There's Wiley with the grab, and he can't hang on.
Hold on to it.
Tell you what, Wiley's going to be something else. He's going to want that one back.
Yep.
So 2nd and 10 now for Rockwall.
Again, as we hear Webb with defending on that, was a hard hit, but you're right, Wiley, if he looks back on that one, he's going to.
Well, I'll tell you this, what my coach told me, you're going to get hit anyway, might as well hold on to it.
Hold on to football.
Yeah. And there's going to be a handoff here to Hatcher, I believe, and he's going to take some defenders with him and get a nice chunk on that run.
Hit just right, about a yard in the positive yardage. You're past the line of scrimmage, but a great job of continuously fighting, pulling his legs to put this one into 3rd and 4, or 3rd and 3, really, right?
No, 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 is what that mark is.
Yep. Empty backfield, 5 receiver set, and it's going to be a slant route to Wiley. He's got this one. He'll break a tackle. Tries to break it to the outside. He won't, but he's got the first down, and I guess the whole team's going to come in and push him back, but they're going to finally blow the whistle. We're at number 17. How old am I? When I see 17, I think of Don Meredith. That's way old.
That's the first and 17 that comes to mind.
Yeah.
And good luck if 20% of the listeners know who the
no
world
idea.
you're talking about.
And even if I mention Lipton Tea, they're not going to know
They're still not
anything
gonna
about
get it.
Or Monday Night Football.
Yep, Monday Night Football. 3rd reception of the night there for Ryan.
And now it's going to be Hatcher. Actually, this is Castro looking for room. He's going to have a little bit of of a chunk there as he gets inside the 50, now into Forney territory to the 49-yard line. Let's give him 3 yards on that one. So fun looking at the video on the scoreboard over there. They're getting fans involved and get replays.
It's amazing what you can do with that middle part of the
so cool.
Your scoreboard.
This is going to be a play action slant route. Got a man, and I believe that's Puffer. It is, and he'll take the hit, but hang on to the ball because, again, you're going to get hit anyway. Might as well hang on to it. And there's another first down for the Jackets. Puffer has really come on the last few games. Made a big catch last game against Longview, and
two big catches here in the second half.
Coach Barnes was raving about this receiving core. Wiley in motion from the slot position, blitz coming, and it's going to be a handoff to Castro. He will break a tackle and fall forward when it looked like it could be lost yardage. He's going to end up with about a positive of 1. So it's going to be second down now. About 8. Let's give him 2 yards there.
2 defenders, 2 black jerseys into the backfield. You're right to turn that into something positive. Man, they were right on top of Rickard as he handed the football off. Be able to pick up 2 yards like that.
That's an easy read. When the defender's already there, I'm going to give it to somebody else.
I'm not going to keep the football.
Yep, empty backfield, and it's going to be a drop by Petrino. Had him open. Had the delay slant there. You had the double slant, but the outside receiver waits a second, then makes that cut, and now we're going to go the Wildcat with a third down. And it's just Rickard going to the coaches to get the call in person.
3rd and long, 40 folks making some noise.
A lot of times when you see the player go to the sideline, that means the coaches might be thinking some signals are being stolen. Want to make sure they get the play in. Now a quick huddle, and they get to the line. And we got a flag. And I think
timeout.
Oh,
defense.
Timeout, yeah.
I think we got a break there.
Man.
Well, I tell you what, I didn't see that this would be the script of how we got here, but being tied at 35 with these two teams, no surprise there at all.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? We
Not
knew what this game meant to both these two teams. Rockwall looking for a win, coming off the bye with that bad taste in their mouth against Longview a couple of weeks ago. And Forney coming off of knocking Longview off for the first time, when they say in 5 years that they've had a district loss at home.
Yeah.
I think for the Lobos.
Yeah. Who would have been the last team to beat them?
My gosh, it would have been. Well, it wasn't a 10-6A mix.
No,
it was.
That's what I'm saying.
Those other couple of years that they went back down.
So Rockwall huddling up over there on the far side, Forney on the near side. Want to thank y'all for joining us. Want to thank everybody with the comments on the
thank you.
the YouTube. But David, you got something very important to say quickly.
Yeah, let's do this right quick. Rockwall Sports Center has proudly served the community for over 20 years. A sporting goods, screen printing, and custom apparel based in Rockwall, Texas. A retail storefront offers an extensive selection of school spirit wear, team uniforms, and athletic gear. Thank you to Rockwall Sports Center.
3rd and 8 for Rockwall. Empty backfield. And Rickard looking to run, gets his blocks, takes on the defenders, ducks his head. He didn't have the first down, but he's about 3 yards short. Had to get to the 29. They're going to mark him down at the 32. Think that's all a part of the plan, knowing that they're going to go for it on 4th. And this probably is the last play of the 3rd quarter, because the clock is going to run down and Rockwall will switch sides. I feel like we've scored more in that other end zone anyway.
So we'll take it, right?
Yeah, let's do that. So at the end of 3, it is all knotted up at 35 here between Rockwall and Forney. It's a doozy, folks. Thanks for hanging in there with us. And we'll be back with the 4th quarter after this quick timeout.
Shop an exceptional selection of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles at Rockwall Ford, the home of rock bottom pricing. With hundreds of new vehicles, we're sure to have the right one for you. And when your vehicle needs to be serviced, schedule your appointment online with our master certified technicians. Your next Ford is waiting for you at Rockwall Ford. Log online for your rock bottom deals. Just click, print, and buy. Shop the rock today. I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
Welcome back to Citibank Stadium. Start of the 4th quarter. Got an update from Wilkerson Sanders. Heath hanging on. Royce City, they're only up 31-28. Royce City has the ball, though, as they are still in the 3rd quarter, about to end that 3rd quarter. But I think Royce City got a big pick. Try to get the lead back. And old Richardson, man, he's a good quarterback for Royce City.
And tell you what, those Bulldogs do not stop, man. They fight.
Well, another one where Rockwall had a pretty good lead on Royce City. They fought back and made it pretty interesting there in the in the second half. So kind of a deja vu here with Rockwall with a 4th and 3 at the Forney 32-yard line. They got to get to the 29. I want to thank you all for joining us. Billy Quinton, David Sweet, Trevor Webb, Mesquite Billy on camera, and Chris Curtis doing nothing for the broadcast.
Exactly. Not exactly sure where he's at. But
no, but he had the twins sick. He had to take care of that all week. Tight formation for Rockwall. That's Hankins. Now they're going to spread it out, and we got a flag. This could be against Forney because Rockwall just shifted. I think they may give it to. They're
going to get the. It's going to go into Rockwall.
Yep.
Yeah. And that one hurts.
And that was on purpose. But you probably had too many men as far as you can't have that motion as you do it really quick and try to get them to jump off sides thinking you're snapping it. So now they're going to have to adjust and go 4th down and 8. This might be the quick pooch punt again. Who knows? I don't think so. I think they're going to go for it here. We're still waiting for the first play of the 4th quarter. And it is a play action. Rickert looking to throw. Got a man, incomplete. Nice play made on the first. Late flag.
It is.
Late flag on and that is very late.
He did crawl up on his back, man.
Yeah.
But you're right. That came way after the play. That flag came in from the back judge, but.
Well, it came in from Terrell.
Yeah, it did. From the Buc-ee's parking lot.
Yeah, there
you go.
You know
what I mean? I saw it flying in. And
let's see what Crazy Joe DeVola has to say here. Pass interference on Forney. What a huge break for Rockwall. That's a tough one for Forney. They have not had the calls go their way
not at all.
So far in the second half. The really bad call on the shank punt. And then that one was close. I do think he was on his back, but the thing that would get you uptight is that was a really late flag.
Whether you're waiting for somebody else to make the call or what.
Right. So Rockwall with a fresh set of downs. And now a play action. Rickert going to go deep on the go route. It is incomplete. Trying to hit Wiley. Second down now for Rockwall. They got to get to the 19 to move the chains. 2nd and 10.
Didn't work, but definitely like the play call there, man. Trying to see if you can find something out there. Defense playing tight up front. Got guys out there in man-to-man on the island. See if you can get Wiley to break free behind the defender there.
See what Rockwall does here. 2nd down. I got an update coming here from Dalen Holt. It's so Dalen.
Pretty matter of fact.
Well, it's, here we go. There's a Castro. Looking for room. He's got it. Keeps his balance. Gets to the marker. It's a 1st down Rockwall. Nice run from Caden Castro.
Best carry of the night for Caden.
Yep.
They've done a really, really good job. This Forney defense has against Castro, specifically in the first half. Biggest carry of the night for him.
Dalen wanted to update us that the Dodgers are beating the Brewers 5-0. Shohei has 5 2/3 innings pitched, no runs, but he has hit 3 home runs. He wants to keep it baseball. Doesn't matter, we're in the middle of football season. Bad snap. Picked up by Rickert. He's got to at least get it away. He will. Throws it out of bounds. Great job by Brent. And there was a receiver in the area, so sets up now a 2nd down and 10 for Rockwall. Boy, that's a nice play.
Yeah, it was.
We had not seen the bad snap for a while, but it rears its ugly head here when we don't need it.
But a good recovery there from Rickert. That could have been a big loss for sure.
Yeah, we got to give Brent credit there. That is tough to get there and keep your composure while that thing's bouncing around.
Living for the next play, man.
And they're going to fake the jet sweep. They're going to give it to Castro. He'll break through. Actually, that's Hatcher. And Hatcher's going to get a nice gain.
Right up the middle.
Good block in there by that Rockwall offensive line. He'll get to the 12. They got to get to about just inside the 10 for the 1st down. So let's say 3rd down and 3 for Rockwall. This is where a decision comes in. If you don't convert, you are in field goal range. But I think in a game like this, I don't know if a field goal makes much of a difference.
Touchdown, we know what that's going to be the way it is. Now,
Rockwall
keep scoring.
Trying to get their personnel set here on 3rd and 3. This is the Wildcat. And Castro waiting for the block. He's going to take it up the middle, and he's got it. Boy, that was a delayed run as he held on to that. On that read, he keeps it. Everybody in the world knows he's going to keep it. But he still gets first down. Give him credit. It's going to be first and goal from the 9 now for Rockwall.
Man, he kept fighting, too.
Sure did.
Like he was going to be held up short of the first down.
So see what Rockwall does here with Rickard back at the quarterback spot. 3 receiver set. They're going to snap it from the far hash. And this is going to be Hatcher's got room, breaks a tackle, lunges forward in the end zone. Rockwall gets the lead back. 8-yard touchdown run for A.J. Hatcher.
What a response the Jackets needed on that one. I'll go back to that Roy City game you mentioned earlier, Billy. Remember late in the third quarter after Roy City had fought back and had all that momentum, and Rockwall with that big score, big touchdown. That was a long run for the Jackets, 75 yards for that one. But it was much needed. It was a punch in the mouth when Rockwall needed it. That drive was it for the Yellowjackets, and, of course, the culmination there with the touchdown when Rockwall needed it. And listen, you can feel it. You know, you talk about the momentum. It's very quiet all of a sudden over here.
Rockwall late getting a player on the field to get this extra point, and it's a crucial guy. You don't want the outside trying to get in here and have an opportunity to block the extra point. It's a fake. It wasn't getting it down. He's going to throw it to the end zone. Incomplete. This is a tough break for Rockwall. Oh boy, the extra point.
Yep.
Got a flag on the play. It could be an eligible receiver downfield when something like that happens.
With the busted play. For some reason. Yeah, it was.
There it is.
That's it.
Yeah.
Good call. That one could hurt, buddy.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. So Rockwall just has the 6-point lead. Let me tell you, as a Bobcat fan, that happened to us a couple weeks ago. Missed an extra point, lost the game by 1 late. Heath wins.
I was going to say,
against
RSD
North Forney.
fans,
Yep.
They would have seen
Heath
the Hawks
wins
win
because of the missed extra point by North Forney.
in overtime.
It will come back and get you. So let's see how this one plays out. That's a tough one. Give me an update here on the Heath game. We have a chance. Last we saw was 31-28 Heath, and that's still the score. And it looks like Heath is lined up near the goal line there, and it's early fourth quarter, and they're looking to get a 2-score lead here. Looks like they got it, so they're going to go up by 10, it looks like. So here's Rockwall to kick off, try to hang on to that 6-point lead. And remember, it was totally opposite earlier when Rockwall was getting a 2-point conversion, had the 15 instead of 14-point lead. And now we're in the opposite end of it. Now you have the 6-point lead when an extra point could win the game for Forney if it comes down to that. Still 10-13 left here in the fourth. I want to thank you all for hanging in there with us. And that's an onside kick again. It ain't going to make it. It ain't going to make the 10 yards. So they're going to give Forney excellent field position here. Third onside attempt for Rockwall. First one that they cannot recover. And that's old Brent Young. I get to work with Brent a little bit on doing some graphics. He keeps track of all the blocked extra points and punts for all the RHS teams, Williams, Utley, and Rockwall, and it includes the JV, the freshmen.
Graders.
Yeah, 7th and 8th grade.
I love it.
And so far, I believe we have like 25 blocks.
You want to send a message throughout your entire program, you know what I mean, that special teams matter.
Yep.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You pay attention to those small things.
Yep.
Because they add up, man.
So
you know?
Brooks, an integral part of.
And we've seen that tonight on both ends of it.
Yep.
You know, again, 2-point conversion, 2 onside kicks, and then, of course, these missed extra points.
Yep. The fake punt.
Yeah. They matter.
There's Osborne trying to bounce it outside, loses his footing.
Thank you to the turf. We'll take it.
Yep. So it's only going to be 2
Boy, he's
yards.
frustrated.
Yeah. Well, he's had a couple big runs interrupted either by slipping or by his own teammate tripping over their feet. That will be frustrating. He has been the only back in this ball game for Forney.
23 carries for 168 yards for him tonight and 3 touchdowns scored for the 4-star young man heading to Notre Dame.
And he'll break a tackle, and he'll get close to the marker there. Just so strong and fast. He'll be about 3 yards short of the line to gain. He's at the 41 of Rockwall. Remember, they started with great field position after the missed onside kick attempt from Rockwall. We're under 10 minutes left here at Citibank Stadium in Forney. Rockwall with the three-man front now. They're going to bring 4, and that's Osborne looking for room, sidesteps a defender, and he's going to have the first down. He won't go down, and finally dragged down, but not until he gets to the 31. That's Sanders with the tackle. Go under 9 minutes after they move the chains here. So it's been all offense pretty much in this ball game until you started the second half with both defenses stepping up, and now here we go again with the two offenses taking over. Rockwall's defense was strong at the early part of the game. Oh, fumble snap, and now picking up is Peterson, and he'll let it rip. He's hit as he throws it, and it is caught.
That's
unbelievable catch. That's
Pausing yards.
Yep, that's Jackson making the grab.
Good heads-up play by Jackson, man. Be able to identify, looking back to see that the ball was on the ground. His quarterback was in trouble, worked himself back into that play, back down the field.
That's what you do. When your quarterback's in trouble, you come back towards him. And great job by Peterson to
let him know he's there.
Yeah, keep his
bail him out.
Keep his stand under control and get that pass there. 2nd and 7, and here's Osborne. Flag on the play. And it could be a formation problem
here.
Yeah,
it's a formation or a hold there on that outside, but I think you're right. It did come out.
Yeah, either offsides or because that flag came up immediately. Yeah, it's illegal shift.
Yeah.
There you go. So that'll move it back 5. Set up a 2nd down and 12 for Forney. Penalties have been a big part of this one too, David, that have made a difference. Rockwall getting that pass interference earlier in the half to keep the drive alive.
8th penalty of the night there on Forney. Rockwall's had 6 themselves for 71 yards. But you're right, big ones that have gone against the Rabbits.
There's we got another back end, David. I don't know what to do, and he's making it work. He's going to get all the way to the 19-yard line. That's Hunley.
That is Hunley?
I think so. I think it was Taylor Hunley on the run there.
Only his, 14th carry of the season for the sophomore. Well, he was ready to go, too. Yep. He didn't get too many opportunities.
No, he knew he gets limited opportunities, so I'm going to make it work, and he gets a first down. 8:04 left now in the ball game. Rockwall up 6 on an extra point that they could not convert. And now it's going to be Osborne again, looking for room on the outside. He'll plant that right foot and cut it up at the numbers. Get to the 15 as I have to dodge the pole. But let's give him 4 yards on that carry. Running the boards here is Trevor, doing a great job. We got Mesquite Billy on camera. I'm Billy Quinton, and to my left is the one and only David Elizabeth Sweet. It's weird that your parents gave you a woman's middle name.
Crazy, Billy. Yeah, my mom and dad did that, right?
Yeah.
Named me.
Not sure.
Middle name Elizabeth.
It's happening there. Another low snap. He's going to hand it off to Osborne. He will not get to the marker. In fact, he'll get maybe a yard inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Another 3rd down for Forney. And the thing that's tough for the Rockwall defense is you key on that run, and, man, Peterson's so good on the play action.
He's shown it to us twice tonight.
Yeah.
Yep. In the first half, he only had 4 completions, but 2 of those were for touchdowns and big touchdowns to 2 different receivers off of that play action.
So Peterson now looking at a 3rd down and 5 with Osborne to his right, tight formation. And it's another quick snap there to his left, and Osborne's buried.
Swallowed him up, man.
Yeah, Rockwall read that one, got penetration, brought him down for a loss. Back to the 16-yard line, 4th down and 7 now. For Forney, they got to go for it here as we're at 6:26 left in the 4th quarter. Big play here for both teams, especially that Rockwall defense. If they can make a stand here and get Rockwall's offense that ball back, at the minimum, they can run some clock. So we'll go under 6 minutes when this play is over. And it's Osborne to the left of Peterson looking to throw. Rockwall brings 5. There's a rush. He's going to throw it deep in the end zone. That's way out of bounds. Incomplete. No opportunity for either the defender or the receiver. Rockwall will get the ball on turnover on downs.
What a stop. What a stop, my friend. Talked about Rockwall, the outstanding drive they had a moment ago. Billy with that missed extra point. Little shift in momentum. Forney with a big drive down the field. Even for the most part, just running the football as they wanted to, basically all up and down the field. Rockwall's defense stiffens up there on the end of that drive, and a big stop for the Yellowjackets. Much needed.
Now they got to do a little. I talked to Coach Barnes about this, the offensive coordinator. He said, we don't have the big explosive play offense we normally do.
Yeah.
Well, this is the time that you want to have that time, control.
Yeah, that's it.
Take it down the field, get some chunk plays, and eat the clock. We're at 5:59 left in the ball game. It's Castro that's in at running back, and he'll get the first carry here and barely get back to the line of scrimmage. Set up 2nd and 10. That Forney defense has really shown up in the second half. And that 6-point lead is very precarious if you're a Jacket fan. And remember, too, when you go into the tiebreaker thing, we'll go into that here in a second after this play. And another opportunity for Castro is going to come to the near side. He's got room. There's a flag on the play. So this is probably coming back.
I don't think so. I think it's on Forney. I think it's the helmet.
Oh, really?
I think it took a helmet off one of the offensive linemen.
All
He's
right.
just running over here. I think it's, we'll see. Rockwall's freezing back there. You might be right. It's going to be against Rockwall.
Yeah, I think it's a hold.
Hey, again, shout out. I want to thank you, as you were pointing out, my so-called middle name of Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Very seldom do I. I'm always pleased with getting texts from Frank Councilman, but Frank, he's a pretty powerful guy. He's always able to find things out. And he pointed out the fact that, you always run around telling people that you're Billy Jim Quinton.
Right.
Yeah. Billy Jasmine Quinton is what Frank said, that he found that document.
That is really Frank forcing
Jasmine. I'm just telling you right now.
No. It's
Billy
Jim.
Jasmine.
I can show you the birth certificate.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay.
Because I've got records, because you're a city employee. We have all the records of yours, and it says Elizabeth on there.
Uh-huh.
And why would a board trustee throw down mistruths, untruths?
Hey, he's factual.
So that
right. He's a trustee.
Yeah.
It's all truth.
Rockwall
Jasmine.
now backed up to their own 7, and it's going to be a keeper by Rickard. He's not going to get much. He'll be tattooed at the 10. Actually, the line of scrimmage was the 8, so now it's a 3rd and long for Rockwall. They got to get 15 yards and get all the way to the 26-yard line. Remove the chains. Clock goes under 5 minutes left in the game. Wonder what you do here. Do you want to just take a chance and throw it, or do you just keep the clock running?
You try to get the first down here if you can, but
could be a screen, see if it breaks open, or just a keeper by Rickard, and he'll be stopped. Actually, he'll burst through. He's not going to get close to the first down. He does get back to the original line of scrimmage, but it's going to be 4th and 10 now, and Rockwall will have to punt.
Get Lawyer in here and try to tilt the field position, get off a good punt.
Well, you got Lawyer and Castro.
Yeah, he's going to go with both. And
go with the dual punter. Yeah.
Keep them guessing.
Unless Frank wants to lie about that, too. Call that off. I saw Frank and his mom at breakfast this morning.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where did they eat breakfast at?
Oh, it's, are we allowed to do people other than sponsors? Who cares?
Yeah, what the heck? Go ahead and tell
the book
club.
It's
a Rockwall business. So
yeah.
Yeah,
they're eating at the book club.
There's a freebie for
He did not offer to pay for mine. It's Castro with a bad punt. And it'll take a Rockwall bounce, but it's going to just get to the 34. I think we need to shelve the dual punter.
I'm just telling you.
So great field position here for Forney. 3:45 left in the game. This is where a lot of Jacket fans are going to bite those fingernails down to the nub.
That's it.
I mean, you got maybe the best running back in Texas.
That you got to try to keep out of the end zone here in 3.5 minutes.
Yep.
A little bit over 3.5.
Had a 22-point lead at one point. Now trying to hold them off with the 6-point lead. And it's going to be Osborne. No, it's a play action over the middle, incomplete. Had a receiver. Had a wide open receiver, and Peterson couldn't get it to him.
See who that was at 18? Now, was that 19? Was that Williams? Is that Wyatt Williams?
I think so, yeah.
I think so, too.
We can't see anything. I don't know why we even brought sheets. It was weird. I guess we should have known we wouldn't have light.
Yeah. I was thinking the lining might be an option. But
yeah.
We're just at a CIA black site is all.
Is that what it is? Out here in Forney.
Yep.
On the porch.
Man in motion, and this time it will be Osborne. Actually, it's a keeper by Peterson, and he's going to get the first down. Been waiting on that all night, and he finally pulls it and gets a first down on a 12-yard run.
Nice read, man. Nice read by Peterson. Defense, as they should be, was keyed there on Osborne. Peterson read it perfectly. Turned the corner, picked up the first down.
My wife just texted in. Has it been the third quarter for 3 hours? Yes, it was, honey.
We thought we had the longest second quarter in history. Well, third was too.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 now for Forney as I dodge the pole. And this is Osborne, and he'll break a tackle, break another, runs
Bounces
over
off of somebody.
a Rockwall defender, and he's going to get all the way to the 15 as we have 3:26 left here in the ball game. Both teams have all their timeouts. Actually, Rockwall has 3, Forney has 2. They used one earlier. So it's 2nd down and 4 for Forney. They need a touchdown. And the two receivers that we've seen all night, Jackson and J-Hill, are split. And there's Osborne again looking for room. He's going to have the first down right at the marker. They may not give it to him. Let's see.
I think it's going to be just a little short, right?
A little short, yep.
What a push, though, by Osborne. Met just right up, right at the line of scrimmage.
Clock running. We're at 2:34. Remember, we do have the 2-minute timeout coming up.
The 2-minute thingy?
Yeah. 3rd down and 1. And they're keying, and they're going to take it with Peterson all the way. He'll avoid the defender and get the score. So this isn't the worst news
Not
for
at all.
Rockwall.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it's not the worst news. Again, they get into the end zone with a chance here with a successful extra point to take the lead, but Billy's point's correct. Time on the clock here.
Right.
Time on the clock here for the Yellowjackets. And as you mentioned, 3 timeouts that Rockwall has.
This
2 minutes and 21 seconds left here in the game.
If the extra point is made, it'll be the first time Rockwall has been behind in this ball game.
And again, we'll go back to mentioning, for those that have been with us all night long, you know this, but Rockwall was up 22-0 there at the end of the first period.
Yep.
First quarter.
Big extra point here from Hart. Good snap, good hold, and the whole procedure is good. 1-point lead for Forney. 2:21 left. We'll keep it here. For those of y'all expect to see 60 minutes, you will see it in its entirety. Except for those on the West Coast, you'll see it at its regular time. And then you have Murder, She Wrote. And then the documentary is The Long Goodbye. Because it documents the only time that I've been on the phone with my mom that the goodbye that she says is under 30 minutes. When you get on the phone with your mom, and all these people know it, mom goodbyes are forever. It's never like when me and you call each other, I'm like, all right, man, we'll see you. All right, and that's it. Not with moms.
So this one's going to be a documentary of how
we kept it under 30 minutes.
30-minute
we kept
goodbye.
it under 30 minutes because normally we say, okay, mom, love you. Hey, real quick, your aunt, she's going to be heading to. Okay, all right, yeah, that'll be good. All right, hey, tell Berkeley. Okay, yeah, I got you. All right, we'll see you. Love you too. Oh, real quick, you're just like, oh. We're not going to get done, are we? We're not done.
I hope so much that your mom's watching. She's still dialed in.
Oh, she is.
Let us know.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
But that's a funny one. I'll give you that.
Yeah. But it's a documentary about it. I think everybody will be interested. We all have it.
Everybody will be able to
Frank was
identify.
with his mom, and we compared moms this morning at breakfast. We figured out if my mom and Frank's mom got together, there would be constant talking for about 2 hours, and neither one would be listening to the other. It would just be
They'd
talking.
both be sharing?
Yeah, they'd be sharing a lot of information, but not really waiting to get information back. Yeah. Squib kick. We're going to let this one go. Be taken at the 20-yard line. That's Edwards. to surge ahead past the 30 to the 32-yard line. So here we go, folks. Huge ball game. Rockwall down 1. Let's remember, field goal.
Yes, sir.
Is
Field
in
goal
play.
wins it. Absolutely.
Now, we got 2 missed extra points by the Jackets. That's also in play.
But all 3 timeouts.
Yep. You're going to have, well, you got 4 because you got
That's
the
a good
2
point.
minute.
That's a good point. Thingamajiggy.
Yeah,
2 minute.
the 2 minute,
thingamajiggy.
whatchamacallit. And I've been standing this whole game. I'm about to pass out. And there's a wide receiver screen, well read, but over the defender's head, and Duckworth has
Look at
it.
that effort,
and
man.
Is he going to get the first down? He is. Wow. That was well read by the secondary of Forney, but it went over the defender's head. Duckworth still makes the catch.
Absolutely. All Duckworth on ensuring you're right over the top of the defender's heads, arms extended to be able to get that catch. Good job of knowing where he's at and getting downfield quickly to be able to move the chains.
Trips near side. Rickert looking to throw. Heavy rush. He's going to run it. He's got room. He'll slide down at the 46, 45-yard line. They're going to mark it where he starts to slide. Even though he got to the 46, they mark it where you start. And that'll be your 2-minute timeout. So let's take a break. Let's pay a bill. Let's let Trevor pick the commercial. And we'll be back, and let's bring you an exciting end here.
Hi, I'm Zach Riddle with Riddle Brothers Roofing and Construction. We're proud to be your local roofing experts right here in Rockwall. Whether it's storm damage, a roof replacement, or just making sure your home is protected, we bring quality craftsmanship and a commitment to doing things the right way. We're also proud to support the Rockwall Yellowjackets this season because building strong roofs and building a strong community go hand in hand. From our family to yours, sting 'em, Jackets.
Two minutes left to go here in the ball game, and it's Forney up 42-41. It has been a special teams ball game. Rockwall has had great stuff on special teams, had some setbacks on special teams.
It's definitely the story.
It's a spectrum of emotions right now because we've had a great fake punt, but we've had 2 shank punts. We've had great 2-point conversion. We've missed 2 extra points.
We've had onside kicks that have worked.
Yep.
We've had one that didn't work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here we go, 2nd down and 6 for Rockwall. They got to get to the 49 of Forney, and a quick hitch will get it right to that marker. That's Duckworth making the grab.
I think he's going to give it. He's going to get it, isn't he?
Let's
Neighbors
see. I haven't seen the motion yet to move it. Yep, there you go.
Got it.
There you go. Oh, you smell it, David. That new set of downs.
Started to the aroma. The advantage of being outside, I could smell it quicker.
Got it quicker.
You know what I mean?
Clock running, 1:38 left in the game. Rockwall now in Forney territory. Heavy rush. Rickert's got to get room. He's going to throw it downfield and incomplete. Trying to hit Duckworth. Not going to get the call. That was pretty good defense.
It was.
You lead Duckworth a little more, and I know it's a tough throw because Rickert's on the run, but you lead him,
like
he's got that. Duckworth, a commit. He's going to wants to be a Cardinal in Stanford. Already committed? Not Cardinals, David. You know that.
Yes, sir.
It's just one Cardinal. Everybody's a Cardinal. 2nd down and 10 for Rockwall, 49-yard line. Heavy rush, middle screen. Ball's tipped. Pumper has it, but there's defenders everywhere.
Nowhere to go. Speed on defense, man.
Well,
look at that.
So now we're down to 1:16, and the clock is running, and Rockwall's going to take the timeout at 1:13 left. You have a 3rd down and 13 for Rockwall. Remember, they don't need a touchdown. They just need to get within range for a field goal attempt to try to win this. It's a tough one here for the Jackets as, again, we've said it a lot, but it's worth saying again, when you have a 22-point lead,
you got to win that one.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the parking lot, and there's some people leaving. Who's leaving this game?
Imagine.
That's crazy.
Hopefully they're
I don't know what's
associated with something else.
I guess.
I mean,
it's like when people go to the fireworks show, and then you see them leaving before the fireworks start.
Yeah, exactly. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
All right, big 2 downs here for Rockwall and for Forney.
Forney crowd making their presence known. They've been loud all night long.
Rockwall's got to get to the 39 of Forney to move the chains. They're going to send 3 on the rush. Rickard will roll to his right, looking for a receiver, and it is incomplete. Trying to hit, 2 receivers in the same spot on the sideline, and now it's a huge 4th down and 13. Rockwall's looking to go either 2-1 in district or 1-2 after getting the opening win against Royce City 3 weeks ago. They had the loss to Longview and then the bye. Forney had the loss to North Forney, but defeated Longview and Royce City. They're calling for more cowbell.
And they're getting
here at Forney at Citibank.
They're answering the request. It's loud.
4th and 13. Got to get to in a timeout, Rockwall. Coach Brooks wants to talk about it. Might as well use them. See what the defense looks like there, and that's what he did. What a great atmosphere here.
How about this? HB Texas, locally owned community banking at its best, recognized as one of the strongest financial institutions in the country, rated 5 stars by Bauer Financial. Visit our Rockwall location at 105 East Ralph Hall Parkway for more information. Home Bank, Texas. Thank you for being a sponsor.
Let's put this in
Rockwall
perspective.
ISD Sports Network.
Sorry, David.
That's fine.
Let's put this in perspective right now. The loser of this game will be Forney will be 2-2.
Yes.
Rockwall will be 1-2 if they lose. You look at the next 3 games for Rockwall from Rockwall's vantage point. You lose to Forney. You've already lost to Longview. These are teams you're fighting for a playoff spot.
Absolutely.
You basically have to probably beat both Heath and Forney and Legacy to finish out the season.
Got to go take care of Legacy and at best split the last 2.
Right.
At very, very best.
Right.
Probably with some help.
Right.
You know.
Let's see what happens here. 4th and 13. Play action. Rickard looking to throw. He's going to throw deep. He's got Wiley. He got it. He got it. He got it. He's at the 20. He hung on. What a play by the sophomore. Rockwall's now in field goal range.
What'd you say earlier? He's going to be something else. He's going to be something else. He is, man. He steps up and makes plays. Did it against North Crowley. It was a big factor in that one. Come on, Jackets.
Now we're under a minute. Run by Rickard. Looking for room. He'll wait for the block. He splits it. Gets to the 10. To the 5. Touchdown, Rockwall!
How about that?
Touchdown, Rockwall on the 4th. Touchdown on the ground from Rickard.
You just can't keep Rickard out of the end zone, buddy. How about that?
Holy Toledo.
Wow. What a response.
Oh, peaches and cream. This
I'm telling you what. That's
You think they let him
David,
score?
I got to pee.
Yeah, there we go.
I got to pee.
There we go.
There it is.
That one's for Rayco.
Yeah,
he always
that's
has
for
that
Rayco.
call, right?
That is for Rayco.
That's what he likes.
Although with the recent health problems, I really do. Have to,
You're being serious?
I really
You're
do.
being serious, yeah.
I'm dead serious.
Hey, what's neat is the restroom's right here.
It's right behind
convenient,
us.
yeah.
I might or might not have other options.
You're like, nah, that's okay.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Oh my goodness.
You believe this?
Let's give credit first of all to Brent Rickard on getting that ball, but Wiley with an outstanding
Absolutely.
grab, double coverage.
And that's it. Double coverage, being able to do that. But hey, double shout out to Rickard. He's got to throw it to Wiley for that one too.
that's what I'm
He's able to
saying.
deliver that, and then to be able to get the composure to run like he did to get into the end zone for his 4th time tonight. Woo! My goodness.
I'm going to go out on a limb. If Rockwall hangs on, even if they don't, I think Rickard may be player of the week for the 3rd time this year.
There's something there, right?
Yeah.
I got a question to ask you, fellas. Do you think that final play where Rickard scored, they allowed him to score so they could have this final part?
I don't know if they allowed him, but it's not bad for him.
Again, it goes back to that same the same thing a moment ago on the 40 touchdown for the Rockwall defense. I don't think that's – and you see it all the time. You're right. We weren't in the business of allowing that down there, but a lot worse things have happened, and probably from a Forney's perspective here.
Here's the
Now,
difference.
remember a moment ago, though, before that play, heck, they had us at 4th and what? Was it 13?
Yeah.
4th and 13.
Right.
Game's over on that play.
The thing that they did, they only rushed 3.
Yeah.
They kept 7 or 8 back in coverage. And Rickert knew he had to throw it to a guy that's more than likely going to be double covered. He chose Wiley. He chose wisely, as in Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade chose wisely.
Good job.
And Wiley makes the play.
Yeah.
What a great catch with 2 defenders on him. So big 2-point conversion here, though, for Rockwall because they want to get back to a 7-point lead. Now, the other difference is Forney has to get a touchdown. Rockwall only needed a field goal on theirs.
Good point.
Forney will need a touchdown with 50 seconds left. Let's see what Rockwall does here on the 2-point conversion. It's Hatcher in the backfield, and they're going to throw it over the middle, incomplete, trying to get Stoner. That play worked earlier for about a 60-yard touchdown from Lamb. This time Stoner can't get to it. It's thrown over his head, but Forney looked like they were ready for it. So it's a 5-point lead for Rockwall with 50 seconds left. This is going to force Forney to throw it.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen him throw it well, but their passing game has worked on the play action.
Absolutely, and because of why. Absolutely,
exactly.
Because of why. With the big threat
Rockwall
that you
does
got.
not have to abide by the play action anymore. They're going to play back and play pass defense and keep them in front of them. That's what we hope.
Yeah.
That's our hope. What a game.
Being able to do that, but Osborne's not able to take full advantage of that with a quick hit, but you're right. He tend to, kick this thing back, and we've got to get downfield on the coverage on this too. Because they've had some really, really neat kickoff returns tonight. Have the Rabbits started off in good field position?
That's true. Shout out to all those making the comments on the YouTube page. We got Jeff Koff. We have who else we got in here? Mervis McGurvis, Tommy McMahon,
Tommy,
Jay Fisher. Guy named Ace. You gotta like a guy named Ace.
Absolutely.
He's, a guy named Ace. He's
kind of a big deal. He's the man.
Lives in Vegas. There's no Ace that's like a preacher.
Sorry, Ace. I hope Ace is a preacher.
Here's a little pooch again, and it's going to fall and go out of bounds.
Ouch.
That is not good. It went from Rockwall has a chance to recover this to, Forney may make them kick it again. Let's see what they do, or they take the field position. Because what happens here, you kick it again, you're taking more time off the clock.
Yeah, well, no, because it didn't run.
No, I'm saying the second time.
I
If they
understand.
receive
If
it
they do
and
it,
they
yeah.
run it, they're going to run time
You
off
take
the clock.
the football here with the good field position with the 50. Yeah, they are too. No,
Yeah,
I think they're going to make us kick it again.
Yeah, make them kick it.
Okay.
And that's what confused me a little bit. I thought if you kick it deep, you're going to make them run and take off 5 seconds at least on the return.
Earlier, took Forney, 3 opportunities to kind of figure that out.
That's true.
Maybe Rockwall will back it up and say, okay, let's do it right here. Kick it as far as you can. Right down the middle of the field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, you don't want them to set up a return.
Not at all. Not at all. And we've seen how good both these 2 return guys are. They're both studs. Which he's both the 2 receivers that have scored, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
This is them.
Yeah, it's Jackson and Jahil.
Both very dangerous returners.
Let this one rip, boys.
Put a leg into it.
I'm surprised you don't put somebody like Osborne back there to return it.
See what he can do.
Get him an open field.
Open field opportunity.
Of course, that's why we're up here and the coaches are doing their thing.
That's why we're a couple of goofballs on the porch.
Right. Here's Holland. Another pooch. This one will hit the ground and go sideways.
Goodness gracious, Billy.
He's got blocks, he's got reverse field, and now he'll be brought. No, he's not.
Guys, come on.
Oh, my goodness.
Woo.
Oh, my goodness. 40 seconds left.
So right
and now
off 10
Forney
seconds.
has it at the 37.
That's insane. That's nuts.
That thing went from going sideways to Rockwall possibly getting it to, as you put it, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
What else to add to that? But
yeah.
Oh, boy.
So Forney has to go 37 yards and 40 seconds to try to pull this one out.
That was my microphone on clean reaction to that play. You know what I mean? Oh, my goodness.
I wonder if they try a screen here to Osborne to get him in the open field. Rockwall's going to send 3, maybe 4. They got linebacker up there at the line. They will send 4.
Osborne.
Stepping up is Peterson, throwing it deep. It is incomplete.
Oh my gosh. What are they going to call there?
They're going to hold.
Was it a hold? Did he hold him back here
Yeah,
on the break?
I don't think it's going to be interference. It may be interference, but it's going to be a hold at least. That ran off 6 seconds. We're at 34 seconds left.
Gracious.
The pole's blocking me, so let me see what the call is.
Pass interference.
All right, that's 15.
Call the PI on him.
So now they'll get to the 22-yard line. The hold would have been at the 27, so Now Forney still has their 2 timeouts left. Rockwall has none. Here's the snap, and looking to throw Peterson. Rockwall bringing 5. No rush. Is going to throw it. It's incomplete.
Knocked out,
Yeah. Trying to hit the drag route coming across. 28 seconds left. Time not too big of a factor here. They've got plenty of time, especially with 2 timeouts. In fact, you could sneak in a run here and see if you wanted to try to, bust one with a quick draw or something to see if Rockwall's defense is not ready for that. Defense is playing back. Right now they show 3 on the line. They're bringing 4. Peterson has time, throws it near side. He caught it.
He that, my word, he did. He did. And very good coverage.
Great catch. Another great catch by Jackson.
Just right out there for the extended arms where only his receiver could catch it. It was a great catch, but an even better throw.
Gets out of bounds.
Nails standing right behind him.
Right.
Only one place to deliver that ball on the outside part of that shoulder, but still where his receiver was able to get his feet down. Good grief, man. Good grief.
So big, we only have 24 seconds left. A lot of time.
2 timeouts. He can run the football here.
Sure. See what Osborne does here. He is going to run it.
There you go. Yep.
There's the, he's going to keep going, and he's going to get to the 2-yard line now. Timeout. Coach Fleener runs all the way down to the goal line to get it. 16 seconds left. Now, this is a tough one if you're a Jacket fan. You go back to, you get the touchdown, 50 seconds left. The kickoff out of bounds, and then re-kick, and then giving up that big return, huge. And then, of course, a pass interference. Those are big things that gave Forney
life.
Huge yards.
That's it. Life, man. Just gave them, extended the chances. And again, they get down here in this field position, as we mentioned, because we were talking about how big of an advantage we were going to have with that field position, Billy, with the 50 seconds left on it. If we'd, a traditional drive there that you could have taken the running game out of it, but their ability to get downfield like this brings Osborne back into it. We just saw it right there.
So Braden Locke has just texted in. He says, has Rickard broken my rushing records yet? Braden, me and David have broken your rushing records, and we're not even playing. All right, here we go. First and goal from the 2 for Forney. Get ready for some Osborne here. Nope, yep. And he'll look for room, touchdown. 13 seconds left. Forney will probably go for 2 here. It's just only a 1-point lead. You come back to that 2-point conversion Rockwall tried, did not convert.
Big, man.
Yep.
Big.
So here's the 2-point conversion. Peterson will have Osborne to his right. 2 receivers near side. Looking to throw. And it is incomplete.
No, he didn't get his feet down.
Yeah. I don't think he kept control of it either. So it stays a 1-point lead here for Forney. 48-47 with 13 seconds left. And we have a timeout on the field. Let's go ahead and take a timeout here with them, Trevor. This is Rockwall Yellowjackets football. It's been a night.
I'm Erin Neal, the principal agent and owner of Hamby Insurance. I am passionate about...
All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Young man got off the field a lot quicker than we thought.
He got up and got going, man.
We apologize. So here we go. 13 seconds left. Now Rockwall. Start thinking about the Rockwall options here. You kind of hope that Forney kicks a few out of bounds.
That's
That wouldn't hurt. I doubt they will. You got to set up either you do the fair catch, and then you can just start setting up your offense and doing what you got to do. Or if you think you got a return that you can do something, you do it.
Let them do it.
Yeah.
So what do you got there? What is it, 13 seconds?
Yeah.
13 seconds left? Okay.
Yeah.
So 13 seconds with, again, no timeouts for the Jackets.
Right. That's the other problem. Now, obviously the clock stops on a first down. And there's so many things you go back to. Let's go back to the end of the first half when Rockwall couldn't spike the ball in time to get one more play.
After a big play in good field position still.
Right. You also think about the yards that Rockwall gave Forney on that last drive with a pass interference, a kick out of bounds, and then a pooch that gave them a great opportunity to bring it into Rockwall territory on the return. So a lot of hindsight. Cody Kiker just texted in. He was like, maybe Rickert should have gone down before he went in the end zone. I don't think you're thinking that way when you're down and you want to score, and there's only 50 seconds left. Yeah. Because you ain't guaranteed you're going to get that touchdown.
The next time,
Right, but you could hold it and then kick the field goal and win, but we've missed 2 extra points. And so you're probably not real confident in that either. So there's a lot of hindsight here. And, let's see what happens in the final 13 seconds. Goodness knows that everybody's been scoring so much that 13 seconds, we might get 2 touchdowns in here.
You just never know. Got to have something special happen here.
Okay, there was a penalty on Rockwall. Didn't factor that into it.
Be interesting to see what they do with this now. What Forney does, rather.
Right.
Take advantage of that one and kick it deep of the field position.
And they will.
They will, yeah.
So Rockwall will get it at the 25.
With the 13 seconds.
Yeah, no time goes off. So here we go. See what Coach Brooks and Coach Barnes have in store. Again, no timeouts for Rockwall. So if they get a big play,
you got to get out of bounds, I'm going to say.
Either out of bounds, the clock stops on it if it's a first down, so they go down and spike it. And all they got to do is get in field goal range. Now, we don't know the distance for Holland. His longest, I believe,
33.
is 33 yards.
Limited opportunities. I think it's 3 for 4, 33 yards being the longest so far.
Right. Rockwall's going to go with a 4-receiver set. They're going to have a back in the backfield with Rickert, and that's going to be Hatcher. There we go. 3-man rush, heavy rush. Rickert throws it incomplete. 2 receivers weren't even looking for it. I think they were trying to get it to Duckworth, but the rush came in so fast. With just 3, I don't think Rickert was planning on having to get that one out so quick. But I think that was a quick out for Duckworth. The other 2 receivers were blocking just to allow him to get out of bounds and get a little bit of a chunk play there. Now it's down to 8 seconds. That took 5 seconds. 3-man rush again. Rickert has to roll to his left. He's going to throw it over the middle. A lateral. That's forward lateral. And out of bounds. They're not going to call it forward, or they throw it.
They did. It's in the middle of the field. Yep.
Don't think
that'll do it.
Yeah, that would do it because I think you're going to have a runoff. It looked forward.
Yeah, I think it's exactly what it was.
Oh, what a heartbreaker.
That one hurts, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's really even, 1 second officially?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So then you got to think just Hail Mary if they don't have the runoff, because it is a penalty on the offense. And I think that's what they're discussing right now. Crazy Joe DeVola, he's going to be involved with that. Okay, so they still will get another play. It's a loss of down. That doesn't mean anything. I think Coach Fleener is saying, what about the maybe they don't have the runoff in high school.
So. Yeah, maybe not.
So here we go. Last play. It's third down, but doesn't really make a difference. Rockwall's going to have to go 67 yards for the touchdown. And now the clock, because they declined it, so the clock starts once the ball is set.
That's it.
All right, congratulations to Forney on one of the greatest ball games we've seen in a while as they get the win 48-47. A heartbreaker for the Jackets, who had a 22-point lead to start this one, David.
Absolutely.
We're now in the Sports Center, Rockwall Sports Center post-game show. Let's quickly go into that and give me your thoughts.
Yeah, that one, there's no question about that. Hurts. We knew what that kind of pressure was tonight. Rockwall came out with a quick start, 22-0 lead. You said it numerous times throughout that first quarter that in the middle of all that it wasn't going to, anybody misunderstood and thought that was going to be enough against this Forney team, as talented as they are, as good as they are on offense. And then based on what they've done throughout the other ball games, they're never out of it. They keep going. But it's still one that you're extremely, extremely disappointed in. Rockwall started out so sound, so ready to go out of the gate, man. They were all business there to start this one out. And then, you know what that pressure does here for the next couple, the next 2 weeks. By no stretch of the imagination is Rockwall eliminated or something like that, but it definitely does put the pressure on those definitions of must-win games that you got to go win from here on out.
Yeah, I think right now you got to look at it as, as we look at the standings. Mm-hmm. Let's go to that real quick, and Trevor could pop that up there.
Mm-hmm. So Heath will hold on, and we'll take them to 3-0.
Yep.
North Forney at 2-1. Forney will go to 3-1. Rockwall will go to 1-2. Longview improves to 2-1. Roy City will be 2-2. Roy City will be 1-3.
Uh-huh.
And then Legacy 0-4.
So right now you got the top four will be Heath, North Forney, and Longview.
Yes,
Rockwall's the fifth.
The team that still has a chance.
They're the one that's still sitting on the outside looking in right now. Now, there's 3 games left to play. Let's see how things shake out. But Rockwall's got to look at this and think, you got 3 games left. You better get with the minimum 2 of the next 3 wins.
That's right.
And then even there, 2 of 3, you're looking at tiebreakers that could, bite you, because you now have a loss to Longview and to Forney, 2 teams that you're going up against.
Exactly.
To try to get that spot. So basically what Rockwall has to do now is you got to start doing some scoreboard watching. And you got to start rooting for games to go your way that you don't have any control over.
Even if you again, go control what you can control, go win. What a neat spot to be in if you win all 3 of the others. But still might need some help there.
Sure.
But
still a good ways to go. See how things play out. Okay, David, give us some final numbers. Do you have that?
Absolutely.
And then we'll sign out and
yes, sir.
Go take a shower.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot.
That it is. Let's see here. If it did update. 48-47 final score tonight for the Forney Jackrabbits. 422 yards of offense, 187 of that through the air, 235 yards rushing for the Rabbits here. Peterson was 8 of 17 for those 187 yards and threw for the 2 touchdowns. Of course, the receivers, Preston Jackson had 5 catches for 85 yards in the touchdown. Amari Jahil had 2 for 81 and 1 touchdown. Merkson came in, had that 1 catch for 21 yards. Javian Osborne, 33 carries for 204 yards and 4 touchdowns. Peterson kept it 3 times for 26 yards and got into the end zone once. Jalen DeShield had the only other carry, that one big one. Was for a first down, 1 carry for 14 yards. Switching sides to the Jackets, 541 yards of offense. That one hurts too. You get 20. You have 22-0. You want to win that one. 541 yards. You want to win that one. 541 yards rushing, or a total offense for the Jackets. 334 yards through the air. 207 on the ground. Rickert was 23 of 35 for the 307, threw for the 1 touchdown. Jeff Lamb had the 3 catches for 93 yards and a touchdown. Ryan Wiley, 5 receptions for 73 yards, 3 for 53 yards for Luke Leach. Puffer had 4 catches for 29 yards. Jacoby Hankins had 1 for 27. A.J. Hatcher had 3 for 24 yards. Petrino, 2 catches for 21 yards. Kendall Johnson had 1 catch for 8 yards. Jack Duckworth also had 1 reception for 6 yards. Rushing the football, Rickert carried it 17 times for 73 yards, had 4 touchdowns. What a great game for Brent. A.J. Hatcher, 14 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown. Jacoby Hankins, 2 carries for 42 yards. Castro, 10 carries for 34 yards, and one of those 10 being a touchdown as well. And all that equals up to a 48-47 win tonight for the Forney Jackrabbits over the Jackets.
And I think you look at this one, and if you're a Rockwall fan, you're going to look at the opportunities that you created to start this one with 2 onside kicks, a fake punt, a 2-point conversion, and you jump out to a 22-0 lead, and you think, okay, we got a nice cushion here. We know Forney's going to, swing back, and they're going to make their surge. They did, but then you get back into the second half, and you got missed extra points. You got penalties that really give Forney a lot more opportunities. And I think at the end there, it's one of those things that hindsight's 20/20.
You bet.
You need a field goal. Do you score and let them have the time left? But I think it's hard to tell people don't score a touchdown and possibly get a touchdown lead if you get the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
You go and play to win, and you go in and you believe in that defense that 50 seconds left, you should keep them from getting in the end zone.
We'll fight for the next play.
Yeah.
The next play. We'll do it. We're going to execute on this one.
Yeah.
No matter which side of the ball that it's on in a game like that, and we'll keep playing. We'll do it on the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And understand 50 seconds left on the clock. No, it didn't work out that well, but I think it was okay to be optimistic that getting in there and scoring like that you could hold them in that 50 seconds, and then just a barrage of probably some do-overs that you'd want on that, and a couple of mistakes, and then a couple of breaks too. You know what I mean? Just the way football goes, and the way this game went. It really is. As
a Jacket fan, you're going to look at this and say, okay, this was tough. This is a tough one to swallow, but you go out there and you take care of business the next 3 games. It's going to be tough. You got North Forney and you got Heath. Those are 2 very good teams, and let's not look past Legacy.
Because you know what you got them doing.
Yep.
They're itching and desperate, man, and they're going to try to get you off guard. If Rockwall's down at all, you know what I mean? If they're not ready to go, you're going to have a group coming in, Legacy, that's going to want to win, desperate to get a victory.
Yeah.
No question about that. And then, of course, as you mentioned, you're going to take on your rival that's playing pretty well.
Playing very well. Wins. They do get the win 45-34. And
then that team, Legend Bay, I mean, I'm looking at Rodney's comments about him.
Yeah.
Just an unbelievable talent.
Unbelievable player.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
but you can go back as a Rockwall fan, you can go say, hey, we beat North Crowley. We can play with the best teams.
Period.
We can put it together and go reel off some wins here and just see where the chips fall.
That's it.
And that's where Rockwall's at right now. Right now, they're 5th in district on the outside looking in, but 3 games can change a lot of that.
That's right.
And basically what you got to do, as we said, you got to get a tiebreaker over Heath or North Forney or both somehow, and then of course there's points that come into play too if you have the 3-way tie and things like that. So anyway, it's on down the road, but any last words, David, before we sign out?
No, and again, it's just in terms of a game is concerned, this was everything we thought it was going to be.
It was.
There's no doubt about that. Yes, disappointed. It's definitely one that Rockwall, with what they were able to do on offense and a 22-0 lead at one point, and you wish you'd have won. But again, lick those wounds, be ready to go again for next week, because this is 10-6A on at its finest.
It is.
It is this year.
It is. So, for Mesquite Billy, for Trevor Webb, who's on the board, for Chris Curtis, for David Sweet, I'm Billy Quentin. I want to thank you all for joining us here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network. It's a tough one. Rockwall goes down 48-47, but we'll be back at it next Friday as Rockwall takes on Tyler Legacy to get back into that to have an attempt to get back in that winning column, and then try to make a run here to get into the playoffs in 2025. Good night, everybody.